Hello, welcome in, welcome in. If you can help get the likes up, we got a great topic for you guys to stand on business with. Let's get it started by getting the likes up. Let me read out the topics. BOK men glorify the smack era. Again, BOK men glorify the smack era. Love to hear your thoughts concerning that, whether it's true or not. You can come up and stand on business. I'm not going to police your thoughts, but yeah, let's unpack this. Next thing, red pill movement is another way to destroy the BOK community using BOK men. Love to hear your thoughts concerning that. Welcome in, Chris. Thank you for getting the likes up. We want to get it to 5K within the first 5 minutes so we could push it to the FYP. So if everyone can join um, Chris and getting the likes up. Last one, BOK men have volunteered to be used by higher ups to destroy their own. Wow, those are some heavy topics, if I can say so myself. And it's fine because guess what? When you first come in, you see what it says. Controversial topics, right? Real people, real answers. If you can handle raw, real conversations, come on in. And I ask for everyone to stand on business. We're at 202. I don't know if y'all seen it. I've seen it. I've seen different people have, like pictures of these Snowfall characters as their profile pictures, or their nickname is Yayo, and some would say that's glorifying the smack epidemic. Some would say that. And we're going to say smack or smack, however you want to say it. We just can't say the real word. Barbara Reckless. Why you going smush? What's that for? You said nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing what? Nobody's doing what? People are not using these pictures as their profile and glorifying the smack epidemic. Okay, BOK men have volunteered to be used by higher ups to destroy their own. Now, I'm sure you heard it before that the FBI, the government were, infiltrating the BOK community, but was it the BOK men, in agreement to go ahead, or were they forced to do that? Love to hear your thoughts concerning that. Charlotte Maine says, "What's red pill?" Keep seeing that phrase. You don't know what red pill is? 30 round, welcome up. If you can help get the likes up. I had to restart the show with a different prompt so that we can stand on business on a different topic. Lilith, welcome in. Let's get the likes up, you guys. Let me read out the topics again. BOK men glorify the smack error. Red pill movement is another way to destroy the BOK community using BOK men. Is this true? Is this false? Let's do a deep dive on these topics tonight. BOK men have volunteered to be used by higher ups to destroy their own. Love to hear your thoughts on this. Some people are saying BOK women need to start a BOK Panther Party with just women to protect the BOK community. Miss Info says, "I'm Gen X and I saw the D-Rug era in real time." Well, definitely come up and chime in then. Love to hear your thoughts concerning it. Miss Info, welcome up.
Hi.
Hello. So you said you seen the whole thing go down. So let's start from the prompt and then you can expound. Um, if you could read it out and answer it as you go.
Black men glorify the SM crack era. See what else did you put there? Okay, red pill movement
No,
is
no, no.
another.
You can answer that one first.
Okay. Yeah, during that era, because like I told you, I'm Gen X. Everywhere you go, we knew who were the ones that were selling, who were the ones that were doing it. So, and at that time, a lot of sisters my age was going out with those dealers. It was a way of saying, I'm at it was a way of saying I'm at a height because I have a D rug boyfriend, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, during that era, the life expectancy was mid 20s.
Wow.
So a lot of them didn't make it, and if they did make it, they were caught up. Because I'm from Brooklyn, New York, so they were caught up in the Rockefeller D-Rug laws, and that automatically gave you at least 25.
Wow.
So they didn't live long. A lot of the people I went to high school with that were those individuals, the dealers, they didn't live long. And then it also coincided with the I don't know if you could say this, the AIDS epidemic.
You can say him.
Oh, okay, HIV epidemic at the same time. So now you're fighting two monsters at the same time.
Wow. So would it be safe to say, okay, so you're saying the women you would date them because it gave them higher ranks. Are you saying that
Right.
the women kind of encourage that behavior by wanting to date them? Hold on, really quick. Can we get the likes up as we're listening in? We're just getting the show started. Everyone listening in, please help us get it to 5K. Go ahead, Miss Info.
I wouldn't say encourage. I just think, because I grew up poor, in Brooklyn, but it also was a safe haven. You would get money, it was like a safety net for a lot of the sisters there as well, especially in my area, Brooklyn. So, if you were to have a boyfriend of that caliber, you felt like you arrived because you were getting money.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So you
Hmm.
said that, they're getting money and all that, and you seen it in 4K. Were they saving their money and investing in something so that it could be passed down?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And why is that?
I just think we weren't those brothers and sisters in that era weren't financially literate at the
Okay.
time, because when they got caught up, either the dealers went to prison and the sisters just had to restart their life again. They didn't have the financial backing that they had before. They didn't save.
Okay, I think it was like the Italians, they actually invested and that helped.
Yes.
So why didn't BOK? Are you saying that in the 90s there were BOK people were that ignorant? That wasn't long ago.
I'm sorry to say yes. And then you also have to fraction in the war on D rugs. So even if they could had a way to invest, they were caught up in that Rockefeller D rug laws. And I'm specifically talking to about New York City. You were going to jail.
Okay, but they could have put away the money and had someone else invest and buy stuff.
Yes.
So there still wasn't an excuse for that then, correct?
Right, right. No, you absolutely correct.
No, no, I'm not saying that's my thought or not.
Oh, okay.
I'm just asking. What's your thoughts
Yes.
on
Yes, it was sometimes when you're making a ton of money on a block or two blocks, they weren't thinking about saving. A lot of that cash was in the house, and then you had what we called it's a sort of unit for the NYPD that did their raids, and when they would go into those houses, Unfortunately, the drug dealers would stash a lot of that money in those apartments. And when they did a raid, they took all that money.
Wow, wow,
They
wow.
didn't have a chance to clean it, so to speak.
Hmm. So, so all that for nothing then, right? For BOK people. It was just
Right.
all that pain, all that unaliving, all those smack babies, all that for nothing. And it was led by our BOK men, correct?
Correct. And I lost a lot of people that I went to high school with. As soon as they graduated, they were unalive because um, they were dealers. And what the big thing was, you fight over territory. That was the big thing. So a lot of them were unalive at 18 years old.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. So why is the bill the something so horrible? Why, and they don't even have any money to show for it? Why is
Mhm.
it still glorified to today?
I think it's more, it coincides with with the gangster. I don't know if you could say that. Uh, the G era in that time. It's glorified. Look, I'm making money. I got these gold rope chains, these neck chains. I'm driving the Maxima that was popular back then. The rims. So it's more so showing off what I got.
Hmm.
And that's what happened with Nicky Barnes when he showed up at the boxing arena in the Chinchilla. You don't show off what you have.
Wow, wow, wow. Let's go to the next one. Do
Okay.
you, yeah,
Red
you can read out and answer it.
Red Pill Movement is another way to destroy the black community using black men. I think for me, since I'm a little older, I noticed that a lot on social media that's becoming a pathway to the language, the brainwashing. It's kind of easy to do. So now they're using those podcasts and stuff like that. And when they get off the internet, they kind of present themselves with the pill language to women.
So, yeah, you can continue. So what's your thoughts on that? Do you think that that's going to be another detriment to destroy the BOK community?
Oh, yes, yes. But I notice a lot of sisters now are not putting up with it.
Right, right. But have you seen the effect that it has already?
Yes, sometimes I haven't rode the train in about 3 years, but I see a lot of my family. I have nieces and cousins, and they tell me when they ride the train, this angriness from some of the BLK men for no reason. They don't even know them, and they'll start disrespecting them. Oh, I'm tired of you BLK women and this and that. They don't even know them. They just riding the train, and for some reason, unprovoked attacks.
Wow, so it's definitely seeping into the neighborhoods. It's not just on the internet.
Yes.
Wow, wow, wow. Could you tell me more?
But like I said, I don't ride the trains anymore, the MTA. But I'm just going off of what a lot of my nieces and my cousins say about how even going on dates, certain things like that. I want to. They don't want to even take you out. They want Netflix and chill. There's no chivalry anymore.
Wow, wow, wow. These guys don't even want to go on dates. And you believe that's a direct effect from the red pill movement?
Yeah, a lot of that and what they listening to could also be hip hop. Um, Also, like I said, the podcasts, their friends, it's a correlation of all of it, and that's directly red pill language. And Kevin Samuels didn't help either.
Wow, you know about Kevin Samuels?
Yeah, I just like I'm more of like I just observe and see how things are going on and see how it affects us.
Well, he's definitely red pill. What harm did Kevin Samuels do to the BOK community?
well, listening to his rhetoric and then coming off the internet from listening to it and applying that in real time to sisters.
Wow, if you can expound.
No, I don't follow Kevin Samuels, but anything negative he had to say about sisters, a lot of the BLK men took it and ran with it and applied it to sisters outside in the street.
So, do you
Like,
believe that the BOK men were so? Why do you believe BOK men were so susceptible to his message?
that's a good question. Um, I don't know, just like how MAGA so embraced our president's message. To me, it's more so like a brainwashing tool.
So, do you believe that maybe these BOK men had that, hate there already, and that's why it was so easy? Give me 1 second. Let's get it to 5K, everyone listening, so we could push this live to the FYP. And also, if you want to come up and stand on business, send a request up. Miss Info, go ahead. So, do you believe that? What was I asking? Do you believe that these BOK men, were so susceptible because they already had this disdain with the BOK women?
Um, I guess in each individual, everybody's an individual, but in their individual lives, yes, especially if you're not getting dates, but they fail to realize when you're unlikable, nobody's going to really want to deal with you. You got to have a personality. And I have brothers. I'm the baby out of 10. I always tell my brothers, you have to have a personality. You have to show chivalry. You have to show kindness. And it also doesn't help when the DV rate is so high among sisters.
Okay, so why is that? Enlighten us. Why is the DV rate so high? Why do the BOK men want to hurt and harm their women?
Is a lot of it maybe jealousy, maybe controlling, anytime, and that can go to any race of people when we talk about DV. There's a lot of is a control factor as well. Or the ones that leave their abuser and they wind up being unalive. If I can't have you, no one can. It's an epidemic.
Okay. Well, even if it's amongst other races, would it be important to say that we should focus on the BOK community? Because
Oh, absolutely. Because they're the one who's harming out the sisters the most.
so, with that being said, are the BOK men, is that something that always happened? Is that something new? Is that something that's been happening in your generation where they want to put their hands on their women?
You know what? I'm sure that because I know my aunt, my late aunt, she was in her 70s. Her husband did put his hands on her, but I can't really say that it was an epidemic that it is now. I think it's more highlighted now because we have social media and stuff like that, but it probably was.
Okay, so you believe it was highlighted now, but it's been going on around the same rate?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think it was more, a little bit more unity at that time.
You think it was more unity, so less DV at that time?
Yeah, maybe, but I don't have stats in front of me.
Okay. Um, if you can
I
share,
just say something.
if
I'm
you
from
can
the Bronx
give
and I
me
love pumping, man. I've been hustling my whole life. I love pumping raw, pumping, you know what I'm saying? Making money, yo. Hundreds, thousands, you know what I mean? Straight up.
so you like to sell D rugs?
Correct.
All right, give me 1 second. Miss Info, if you can share the live out to 20 people, ask
Sure.
everyone to share the live out. I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Also, if we can get it up to 5K, what Miss Info said, now that was groundbreaking. Um, you are a troll. Well, you actually have a few
Oh, this
followers.
real
You're
talk.
probably still a troll.
This is dead ass real talk, yo. What you
You
mean?
gotta stop using profanity.
I'm not using this is big facts, so you know what I mean?
Nobody that sells D-Rugs want to say that on the internet. Why are you trolling the live?
I do what I wish.
Yeah, no, I just want to make a quick point right quick, actually, about
That's not how this show works. So if we can get the likes up to 5K, the second person, giver, if you can answer the prompt, or are you just gonna troll? Do you want to answer the prompt? The giver.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so BOK men glorified in the smack era, the D-Rugs era. Is that true?
Ask me again, my boy. Ask me again.
All right, I'm gonna bring you back. I'm just gonna drop you for now. You're holding up the show. Um, Culture. If you can read out the prompt and answer it as you go.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for having me. Uh, BLK men glorify the D-Rug era. Red Pill movement is
You
another
can,
way
you can
to.
answer it as you go. So if you
Oh,
can read
as you
out the
go.
first
Okay, fine.
one
Yes,
and
ma'am.
answer it.
No. So no, black men does not. They don't glorify that era. I think it's one of them things where as though you have groups of people in the media where certain things get highlighted. You got people that's in the community that do good work. Wherever your algorithm takes you or wherever you choose to go, you're going to get more negativity because we're prone to negativity. However, what gets the likes is negativity for the most part. When it comes to when we qualify men, most men, you talking about men of character, they about their family. They're not, and if they ever was in that lifestyle, they're not glorifying. A lot of the times it comes from survival. And in that survival, when that epidemic happened, the defunding of the schools and the defunding of and I'm talking about as far as trade and the defunding of the working at the Steel Reserve when they took those jobs, most men had two options, right? One was that you was used to being a provider, so and you found another way to provide by doing it. And the second one was you're in so much pain that you can't provide no more, you don't know how to, and you didn't know how to do for self, that you started using it, right? So with that being a base of that epidemic, the media pushed it even more, but you still had people that was doing the work in the community. It's just that they highlighted it and showed that side of it. In 2025 today is now a thing where as though they just pushing it even more because that's what gets money. That's what makes people money. But if you wanted to change, if they wanted to change, they can highlight the good side, the great side of men that's doing the greatness. But the fact of the matter is, we know that is an agenda. So I right there.
Okay, so let's unpack that. So you're saying BOK men, they only sold it because they lost the jobs that they needed, correct?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. Yes.
Yeah, so they lost the jobs that they needed. So it's almost as if they were forced to do it.
No, not forced. That they had a choice.
Okay. So
Yes,
if they had a choice, is it safe to say that the BOK men destroyed their communities voluntarily?
no.
I thought you just said it was a choice.
Yeah, they had a choice, but it wasn't voluntarily.
It's the same thing. Volunteers, you're doing it for by choice.
That's not what voluntarily means.
Okay, let's look up the word voluntarily.
Yes, man.
Um,
Horrible.
while I'm waiting for that, how about
Mm,
you just tell me
yes,
they
man.
did they make a decision on their own to destroy their community?
Yes, they made a decision with an agent of chaos. It wasn't as if, right, that it was just like this the HVAC, the CDOs, the schools, everything was running properly, right? It was defunded, right? With context, when they defunded it, right, and they dropped the epidemic, that the word, right, that was made in a lab in UCLA. That's facts, right? So with that being the context, not only was it a fair playing field, no, we're going to take money to help young men who's graduating from high school because everybody wasn't wanting to go to college, right? Some people back in that time, you could work at the Steel Reserve, you could become a welder, right? You could become a barber, right? And you still can. However, when you pull resources and funding from something that you know was helping the BLK community, that's an attack. So there was being attacked, and one of the behaviors was because they didn't have that funding, they didn't have no
All
out
right.
because
So, if you go, apply for a job, it's considered you're voluntarily doing that. Nobody's forcing you.
you
So
said
nobody's
you said
for hold
sorry,
on,
right?
hold on. Nobody's forced BOK men to sell D-Rug. So that's voluntarily. Anytime you do something without anyone forcing you to do it, it's voluntarily.
So you don't believe in financial abuse?
So that's a first off, that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I'm just clearing up when you said, "Hey, that wasn't voluntarily." Voluntarily is when you make a choice.
Hmm.
That's about what voluntarily means, so we can get the definition. But regardless of the fact, it seems as though some are saying in the comments you're making excuses for BLK men selling D-Rugs.
Yeah, the Commoners got the right to feel however they want to feel. I'm not making excuses for them. I said it was three different types. I said it was one group. I mean, we're looking at is in the data. One was the one is defunded, right? Not just from the schools, but also they stop hiring people in the Steel Reserve, right? With trade, they had three choices. Some people, some men, great men who stood for their community, built their family up, they made their own jobs. The other group, right, who was in pain, they went to it because it was dropped in the community. We don't control import or export. We don't. So when you talk about ownership and you talk about accountability, you got to start from the root. The root is we don't control the coca leaf or none of these main manufacturers, right? Then you got the second group, which is the people who were providers and they decided to sell it. So yeah, they're accountable, not an excuse. However, it was done by design. That was my position based off the history.
Okay, if something's done by design, but nobody, like for instance, slavery was done by design, but some slaves they fought back and took over the slave ship. So could BLK men could have fought back and find other sources instead of selling D-Rugs to their own community, or could they even have sold it to a different community?
Right.
I'm asking.
Oh, you're asking? Yes. So yes, they have a They had a choice, right? They had a choice, and some men did that. Some men made jobs. Some men did for self. Some men started businesses. Right? It was a lot of men during that time. Like in Tulsa, you had men, families, not just men, because the business is not based off of what I can only do for myself. Right?
Wait. So you said there was men that
Mhm.
started business and passed down wealth. Would you say that it was a grand scale of that, or did it barely happen?
It was a grand scale of it until that was attacked. Right?
Okay, 1 second. Miss Info, what do you think about that? That there was a grand scale of BOK men actually investing in businesses with the D-Rug money.
I didn't see it. When I'm just speaking from perspective of Brooklyn. So if it happened in other states, maybe. But I'm just speaking from what I know.
You okay? Go ahead and speak, because remember they weren't here. So give a full
Right.
response.
And I'm speaking for what I know. I didn't see that in Brooklyn. All I saw was mass incarceration and unalivement. Like I told you before, some of them were my high school friends, um, having beef on the block. Who's going to sell what? Who owns that block over that rack, the C rack? So in actuality, no one's saved.
Okay, so well, this is a show where people come at different times, so it's always good to give clarity. So let me do it for you this time. She's saying that she grew up right around it. She's Gen X and she was growing up right amongst it, so she's seen it in 4K. Culture, what's your thoughts on that? And then we're going to go to the other guests, but everyone does need to share the live out to 20 people that just came to the panel.
I respect the sister perspective, and she has the right to share her experience, right? I was speaking some more about historical point of it, and I think the same thing that happened then is kind of like what happened is happening now with Job Corps. It dropped out the blue. I don't know if y'all seen it, but Job Corps, the people at Job Corps, they just stopped and nobody know what's going on. But it's a funding thing, right? These jobs that gave us access, mind you, we're already dealing with diversity, equity, inclusion, right? Equity, inclusion. It's all by design. However, some people thrive, some people fall, some people survive, right? And in that, it's a story behind all of it. So I'm not knocking the sister. However, I would say this, and I will land with this: the media is
Aren't
not
you
going to
from New York also?
for me. No, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm from Baltimore.
Okay.
I'm from New York, and I'm Gen X too.
Yep. And so I will land with this, right? The media is not showing it. Tulsa, Oklahoma, it's a lot of places like Tulsa where BLK families were thriving, and the media literally hid that history because they know that they had a part in destroying the community. And they will not talk about that because to talk about that means you got to help fix it. But they will call us, oh, this is in this city, you got a BLK Wall Street. But that Wall Street was destroyed by the same people who defunded because they seen us coming up so aggressively, so fast, even with all the things we've been through. So that history is hidden and is not talked about. I
But
learned it.
I wanna clear.
Everyone
As
stay
people
on
pass
mute that
down
haven't
generate.
shared the live out. If you haven't shared the live out, please stay on mute. Once you share the live out, I will come to you. Ask all panelists to share the live out with at least 20 people on every live. So if you're new here, that's fine. It's free to share. Go ahead and share the live out to 20 people, and we'll go ahead and get to you in a moment. But for now, let's get it to 10K. Thank you guys so much that we got it to 5K. We want to get it to 10K. As you know, on my live, if you've been here before, I allow people to stand on business. I want to hear your true thoughts. It won't be police because I want to have a real, raw conversation. I don't want to have a conversation where you're holding back, where you're not saying what's really on your mind. Culture Shift, thank you for sharing the live out. Miss Info, thank you for sharing the live out. Our streets, I see you're starting to share, but we need to share it to 10 people. So let me go back to Miss Info. Miss Info, do you believe that there has been a false narrative on the drugs epidemic?
I think what's happening. A lot of us are not talking about the government place in the drug epidemic, but also we still have to get a little bit of blame for what happened. But I'm going to go back with the government. I mean, where the dealers weren't flying planes to Peru to pick up the what you call the rugs, and bring it to LA and, in New York and those big cities. But at the same time, you still have to hold some accountability. So what happened to your neighborhood?
Okay. Thank you for that. I'm going to come back to you. Zoe, thanks for sharing the live out. If you could read out the prompt and answer it.
Of course,
I'm
thank
gonna
you. I
help you
appreciate it. Um, so do black men glorify the C Rock era? Yes, I do agree. I have 2 points to make when it comes down to this. One of them is dealing with the 1994 crime bill, and also the other one is dealing with the rug trade, dealing with that as well too. So first, the 1994 crime bill is an example of what happens when basically when the government does like sweeps up, and I'm not saying if it's innocent or not, but sweeps up mass crime throughout. One thing you saw with the 1994 crime bill when it was affected was with black women. One of the first things was SA violence went down. The another thing, education went up as well when it came to benefits to black women, when it came to childcare as well. They were allowed to do that. And also black men, it was a very interesting, when I studied the stats, it's a very interesting critique that I always see, is that the education also went up as well. So for and I'm all about iron sharpens iron. When culture made that point about the jobs and stuff, that's not true. When it came down to when the Sea Rock was basically flooded through the streets, like he did make a good point. It was created in UCLA, that is true. and the CIA was using it. But when it was flooded in the streets, there was one thing and one thing only that was basically still holding the community, and that was black women. And the ways when it came to education. They were providing also when it came, you can look it up, when it came to creating homeless shelters or rug abuse centers as well too. They were prime in that as well. So there was a tiredness that came from it. So there was mass unalivings, mass violence that was going on around. So it's nuance to it. So yes, there was stuff that was being pushed throughout our community when it came down to that. But at the end of the day, there were multiple choices and avenues because our own community was looking at this and saying, no, this is something going on. So at the end of the day, when we're talking about this, we have to have accountability. So also what you're seeing is as well when this new era of it basically glorifying the old ways is all the men that were locked up, they're now getting out. So now what you're seeing is that a whole group of black men that are now institutionalized from the effects of the 1994 crime bill. They are now pushing, basically, I like to call it, they're pushing black males into the fascist pipeline. So like people like to say the red pill. The red pill is just another form of just fascism. So that's what you're basically seeing when it comes down to, like, I see some crazy prompts in different lives when it came to black men hosting them fellow men when it came to about talking about divorce rates or women or X, Y, and Z. Like, to put it in perspective of how everything was, 1970, I believe it was 1976 when women were allowed to get a bank account to have financial security. And also, when you're looking at that, how that affected as well, because black women are a double minority. They're black and also they're a woman. So they're going into that in the financial environment already basically double looked upon. So with that being said, with everything that was going on, how everything was basically causing the community to crumble, there was no outlet. There was none. And that's what you saw. So for people to I know people are going to use the point about me using 1994 crime bill because one of the main people voting for it were black women because they were tired of it. And I know Miss Info can give info on this because when it came down to that, when it came down to people pushing for it, there was nothing that they could do. So, Culture, yes, I understand the point you're making, but in the reality of it, when the stats are showing, even for the black men that were not affected by the crime bill, after the whole Sea Rock basically invaded and the sets were set, everything, the education still went up. So even when there was an example of the punishment given, they still use that, and that's my main point too. Is that when it comes to us men, just in general, but also black men, is that we only change unless we see true punishment in front, and that's what was the effect of the 1994 crime bill. So I implore anybody who don't know the effects of the Sea Rock era of how that affected, of basically how they used that to swoop us up. But at the end of the day, the option was still there, but it was still voluntary. Like that's just the truth of it. So we gotta take accountability.
So now that what you did there, now that was groundbreaking. Definitely hang out for open panels so I can hear more. But one thing he said really caught my ears. He said that the men that were arrested for the D-Rug epidemic, they're just now starting to get out now. They're like the old heads. They're the old heads in the community. And I find that very interesting because we often have the unks now who are giving the younger men such bad advice when it comes to relationships, when it comes to financial literacy, all of that. And now we have the red pill, which Zoe said, hey, a lot of those men got into the red pill. They went straight from D-Rugs jail, then got out with the red pill. So here we are with a double whammy to hit the BOK community. First, the BOK men hit the BOK community with the D-Rugs. Then they hit the BOK community with the red pill. Wow, this is sad for you guys. It's looking really sad for BOK men. I would just like to say this. If you want to respond or rebut someone, I will allow that in open panel. Um, Chef, go ahead and answer the first question.
Damn, why you be so hard on brothers? Why you be so hard on brothers?
Answer
First,
the question. I don't allow that.
black
You
men is
respond.
glorified smack era. No? I don't believe they do.
You want to expound?
Yeah, one is it basically was a while ago. You know, those late '80s, early '90s. Nobody really glorifying that because half of them not around. I grew up in New York and then I moved to New Orleans. And I was in New Orleans during the 94, 95 era. And like we say, if you survived New Orleans 94, 95, you was off the porch then, you basically a ghetto vet. You were a real one to make it through that era. We lost so many, so ain't that many left to glorify. You know, I'm in Dallas now, go home. I see enemies, see people from other hoods and sets, and we look at each other. First thing to do is hug, you know, because it's like, damn, bro, you still here? You still here? You know, so nobody glorifying that. During the period and at the actual time, it was because it was about a lot of flamboyancy, stunning, and all that during that particular era. But no one is glorifying that. And to be honest with you, I think everybody should have sold dope. If you have an opportunity to sell something, do it because you're going to feel like a fool in a few years. Once upon a time, alcohol was totally illegal. Totally illegal. But look what came out of that era. JFK. His dad was the main pusher of of alcohol during Prohibition. He used that money and the other gangster money put together to get Kennedy in office. Kennedy basically got in office off of this wet rug money. That's what he got in office of. Now look at Colorado. Green is legal. Green is legal in a lot of places. In Dallas, up to 4 ounces is legal. So they're basically giving you an opportunity to just trap for 4 ounces at a time. When you run out, go get you another 4 ounces and stand on the corner because it can't do you nothing because up to 4 ounces is legal. So they're pushing that. You guys are going to be mad that you didn't take advantage of the opportunity to sling. And a lot of people don't sling because they don't have the nuts to. You know, if they had the nuts to, you know, they would be in the game as well. You know, take that in benefit. I know a lot of people that's in that game, they have businesses doing well. Trucks after trucks, box truck after box truck, construction company, etc. Those are some of the smart and some of the wise ones, you know. I heard a sister down there saying in Brooklyn, nothing came about the destruction. Yes, but the ones in Brooklyn, they took over the South. I mean, when they came and sent, and mainly a lot of the Jamaicans, they came over at one point and took over Dallas. They ran everything, and to this day, they out the game. A lot of them through death and jail, but the ones who survived have all the businesses here, you know. So the thing is about how you go about it, because once again, like I said, alcohol was illegal. So, so what's the difference? So just because government decides that it's legal now, then it's good. So where your morality at? Because I'm sure everybody on here drinks, right? And I'm sure everybody on here rolls up pretty much, at least half. So if you're gonna roll up, don't talk about those who you buy it from, because it's just wild, you know. It's just hypocritical. You know, you talk about one aspect of it, but then they serve you. That's crazy. If you got the opportunity, do that. Get out the game. Use your money wisely. I land.
Are you
So
comparing
hold on.
crack
So my
to
question to you,
alcohol?
Chef, is one sec. What the heck? My question to you, Chef, is this: did BOK men? You're echoing. Like you need to get that fixed. Did BOK men save up their money that they made during the smack epidemic and invest it?
Yes, yes. The thing about it is, you
And
talking
you
about the
grew up
nickel and
in New
dime
York,
money.
right?
Yes, I did live in New York. I left right before the smack era, you know. But I was there, seen it basically from all sides.
Okay, give me 1 second. Enrique, can you keep your mic muted? My King, you're gonna be next. Enrique and 88, share the live out to 20 people. Miss Info, what's your thoughts on what Chef said?
Well, like I said before, you know, no one saved anything because they didn't live long enough to enjoy that money. And they also were incarcerated. We keep forgetting, and like I said, speaking from a New York City perspective, we keep forgetting about the Rockefeller rug laws. That took them off the streets, automatic 30 years or so. And like you said before, a lot of them are getting out now. So I don't know what he's talking about because I didn't see it. Because right now Brooklyn's gentrified. So what money were you buying to buy those Bed-Stuy brownstones or the Harlem brownstones? You don't got nothing to show for it.
May I piggyback on her point because she said the Rockefeller. Also, it added to that when you get seized by the law as well for New York, your money that you made goes into their pockets. So all the money that you made literally went towards the gentrification that you see now. And I'll mute my mic now.
May I
Wow.
respond to
So
that?
they funded, hold on. So BOK men funded their way out of their own communities after
Yes, you can
unaliving
look
their
this up.
communities. Okay,
I can
everyone
put
please
the
mute.
link.
Thank you, Zoe. Um, After unaliving their people, after getting incarcerated, they also funded for their community to be lost to white tea people. Enrico, ask you to share the live out and to keep yourself muted until it's your turn. My king, if you can answer the prompt, just answer the first one.
Black men glorified that era. No, I know for a fact that we don't, because I'm out here on the ground level. You know what I'm saying? I know people who buy and sell, and they're both very shamed, and then it's very shameful. They don't do it in the broad daylight. A lot of times it's done at night. It's sneaky. It's nothing that we're proud of. A lot of people feel like it's just victim of circumstance, right? So that's one. Like I said, I know they both push and they sell, and none of them are proud of it. That's one. Two, a lot of people, you might not know it, actually use that money and funded legit businesses. I'm talking about legit businesses. To this day, I know people with 2, 3 houses. They got food trucks, promotions. Michael Blackson, I've seen it face to face. A lot of comedy shows, even as big as Death Row. These are all funded by the guys from that era. A lot of it was. I think the thing I wholeheartedly disagree with is the comparison between this era and the Red Pill movement. That was just a reach. Red Pill, first of all, BLK men were the last men out of all nations to even get on board with that. But it has nothing to do with the era. It's more about waking up to the truth of society. That goes for as far as women, as far as working hard for a 9 to 5. You start getting into taxes, you start getting into how money's made. The red pill is just men waking up to reality. I don't see how that was a knock I don't see how that was a knock at all. So that was a reach. But I wanted to say that. I'll land there.
Okay, so you're saying that the red pill movement is not connected to the smack epidemic at all?
I mean, how would it be? We're talking 20
No,
years.
that's yes or no.
That the answer was a no. I just gave is no.
Okay, so did you not see that the correlation is BOK men were used to do the smack epidemic, and they're also doing the red pill and it's harming the community? You don't believe red pill's harming the community?
Like I said earlier, as when it comes to the red pill, black
No
men,
one even knows what that is.
black men
Everyone else, please mute and share the live out.
Black men were the last ones on board with that. We literally was the last ones on board. The whole world been going on about that. It's just when black men got on board, we started popularizing terms like passport bros and stuff like that. That's more black men. But the red pill movement, we was the last ones. So does it affect our community? No, I don't think it does, because what it did is it started to teach black men to start to take back control of your images, right? So, for instance, we know black men, we don't glorify that era. What happens is these companies, these record companies, are paying these guys a lot of money to promote this. Now, when they come out with good songs like "Fight the Power," they don't want to get behind that. We don't need songs like that. We need more gangster stuff. That's why it might seem like it's being glorified, but it is not. Out here in the streets, it is not glorified. You don't want to see a girl doing nothing like that. You don't know a girl want to see her man doing nothing like that. So how is it glorified? It's not. And how would black men? How would they? So I guess I want to ask, how is the red pill community harming the black community?
All right. You got a cash app for questions. But regardless, let's go to not in 88. You were next. If you can answer the first question on the prompt. 88, are you there?
Well, yeah, I have to unmute myself. Um,
In my sense, I feel that black men who were raised with their fathers in the house will never glorify that kind of stuff. And I think the ones that grew up in single parent homes kind of did fall victim to it.
So it's usually the ones that were raised in single mother homes that did D-Rugs and sold D-Rugs.
I mean, I feel like those were the ones that felt like that was their only way out of the situations. And I feel like they didn't have that fatherly guidance. You know, like I said, my dad, we owned businesses. My grandfather owned businesses, and he made sure all his kids were straight. So I had a role model to look up to in my dad and my grandfather. So I know, and you know, and I'm speaking from being a former gang member that grew up in the 80s and the 90s. So I have a sense that, you know, I've seen a lot of my brothers that did get caught up and that did go to jail and that did do hard time over this. I've seen that they were in like single parent situations a lot. And I feel
So
like the ones of us that did kind of like,
are you
you
Gen
know, yeah,
X?
we did. Go ahead.
Are you Gen X?
Yeah, I was born in 72.
Okay, so did you witness the D-Rug or the smack epidemic yourself, and were you a part of it?
Yes, I was. I was born and raised in Compton, California. And I grew up in like the beginning of the gang era, the hustling era, you know, the guys going out of town to make money. I was part of a lot of that. I got six brothers. Five of us went to the federal penitentiary. And
Okay, so with
all
that
five
being
of us
said,
that
did
are
you?
out of the penitentiary now all make six figures. Two of my brothers are foremen,
Okay, give me
construction
one
workers.
second. Give me 1 second,
Okay.
AA. I want to ask you a couple questions. So, being
Hmm.
that you were a part of the epidemic and you also, did your thing there, um, did you guys save any money and invest it into the BOK community or to the next generation?
Far as that went, no, because it got taken. Once the FBI came and the RICO indictments hit, you know, a lot of that stuff got taken. In my personal uh, situation, yeah, we lost everything. At the time, though, one of my younger brothers had about $125,000 invested in some property in Big Bear, California. But all like I said, that money was seized, and by the time they got out, they had to start all over. Like
Right. And so, do
at
you
that
see
time,
that?
me myself, I chose to get married, and I left that alone in 1993 when I had my first child.
All right, good for you. Now, as a collective of the D-Rug dealers, did you see that happen often where they weren't able to keep any of that money and invest it in the community or pass down to their family?
Like I said, speaking from the Compton, California perspective, I'll say at least 90% of us weren't able to invest, and if you did invest, you was investing in lawyers and you know, keeping yourself out of, you know, jail for 20 years.
Okay, I'm gonna
And I
come
would
back to
say
you.
5% of us, you know, actually was able to do something with that money.
Okay, I'm gonna come back to you. Give me 1 second, and thanks for chiming in. So there we have it. We have Miss Info that grew up around the D-Rug epidemic, the smack epidemic in New York, and then we have someone who grew up around it in California, who said, "Hey, nobody was able to save anything; it all got seized." How I just wonder how was the Italians? If you keep unmuting your mic when I mute you, I'm just gonna drop you. Keep interrupting me. I'm just trying to figure out how was the Italians able to save money and invest in their community and their children, but BOK men couldn't do it at all. I'm just curious. I'm just gonna throw that out there. That it seems like It's only with the bill came in. So I have a question for let me go to Miss Info. Being what 88 said and what you said, do you believe that it was worth the families that were lost? Um, and you guys, okay, I'm gonna drop you
Hey,
because
you ain't let me speak.
you keep unmuting. It's not your turn. Was it worth the families that were lost, the women, the children? I mean, our people are still suffering today from the D-Rugs with nothing to show for it. Do you believe it was worth it, Miss Info?
It wasn't worth it because there's too many tiers involved in it from a financial perspective, also from family perspective. And when you go back, I read a book called Dark Alliance. It's by Webb. He was a New York Times investigative reporter. He was
Gary
un-
Webb.
yeah, Gary Webb, and he was unalive pew pew twice. I don't know how you do that. They're claiming it was suicide.
I
The
can't say that word,
S,
but we
yeah,
know what
S.
you're saying.
So anyway, he discussed about that epidemic in Freeway Ricky, who was a great tennis player. He was supposed to get a scholarship and everything to play tennis before he started selling. But the one thing that messed him up, he couldn't pass his exam in terms of education. And so that's when he went into selling the rack. So going back to New York City, it didn't help us because no one invest in the community at all. All they did was hurt families because they were either incarcerated or unalive. Those were the two options at that time.
Interesting. Okay, we're gonna go into open panel after public. Welcome up, public. If you can just answer the first one and then expound. Wait, I'm sorry. If you want to answer the other ones too, you definitely can. Like, I'm not sure if you answered the second one.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but definitely, black men glorify the smack era. Um, uh, yeah, I was definitely there for that. And shout out, I don't know who that was, who the Miss Info, yeah. That shout out to her for mentioning the Dark Alliance book. Gary Webb wrote that. He was actually a writer for the Sacramento Bee, and they yeah, he got pew pew, or I mean, allegedly he committed, self deletion. But his wife and the dog got unalive. So I don't know how that, I don't know how you do that. But yeah, Oliver North was mentioned in that book too, and Oliver North was just on Fox News recently. That was crazy. Man went to prison and everything. That's a whole different story for a whole different day. But yeah, my dad was in that. You know what I'm saying? My dad was a OG from Compton. My uncle. Was in that, you know what I'm saying, in that, and they sold all that stuff and whatever, but but it never, the money never came to the kids. You know what I'm saying? The money never somehow, some way, like when I was younger, I definitely justified it and was like, they was just trying to make a way. And but then when I got older, I was like, especially when I became a father myself, I, I, I was like, where did the money go? Like y'all sold all that stuff, did all, committed all that violence, right? And then the money went to what? Popping bottles in the club, buying VVS's. You know what I'm saying? Putting Dana Danes on your whip. Like what? Like where did the money actually go? Like it never made it out. It never actually made it into the homes. So like in hindsight, I can't justify that. You know what I'm saying? I did. I definitely I definitely justified black men selling D-Rugs for a long time. Like I was like, man, we had to make a way. We had to get it out the mud, the way, I was on all that type of stuff. But then fast forward, you know what I'm saying? I was like, what the hell? Because I never saw a penny of that. My daddy told my mama he wasn't never gonna pay child support. He said if you try to put me on child support, I'll never work another job again. So I don't know where the money went, personally. I think that's crazy. So yeah, I would definitely say men glorify it though in music. We glorify it. I'm glad you put the you put the show up there, which I love the show. It was great because it reminded me of my youth. But yeah, a lot of people didn't get the message of that show. They want to be Frank the Saint. You know what I'm saying? The message of the show wasn't to be Frank the Saint. And we already know the movies, the media, definitely. The red pill movement is another way to destroy the black community using black men. Yeah, I mean, the patriarchy is the way that white men have a stranglehold or have a foothold, I should say, in the black community, because black men are just an extension of white supremacy within the black community, unfortunately. So that's a problem that we got to get a hold of. And BLK man volunteered to be used by higher ups to destroy their own. Definitely, a lot of black men willingly sign up to destroy the black community. A lot. I don't think most black men necessarily sign up for it, but I do think that at some point they have to take responsibility, because a lot of people are telling them what they're doing and they don't listen. You know what I mean? So even if I wanted to say, like, all right, they didn't go into it knowing that they were wrong, if everybody is telling you wrong, right? If all the children and the mothers and you know what I'm saying, trying to talk some sense to you, and you just keep going, no, we just need you black women to be submissive and all that stupid stuff, then at that point, then what's the difference? It don't matter if you signed up for it or not. You willingly are remaining ignorant, being willfully ignorant. So, at that point, it's the same thing.
Well, you know my response. My response is that was groundbreaking. Let's get Enrico in there. So, Enrico, if you can answer the first question.
Yeah, he already said what I wanted to say.
Did you want to say anything else?
Man, he said everything.
Go ahead. Say it in your own words.
Man, he messed up what I was going to do. Yeah, everything YT said. He's right on he's 99% right. I really don't know what to say after that. That was beautiful. Yeah, you
Okay,
messed me up,
did you
bro.
grow up during that era also?
Yeah, I grew up during that era. Yeah, they were selling out, man.
Are you from the West Coast?
No, I'm from the East Coast. I'm from Philly. So, yeah, my grandpops was against all that black terrorism and all that. They was against all that. We used to have night out. Matter of fact, night out is in the summertime. Forgot what day it is, but when we go out, the D-rug dealers used to, respect the family. That's how much clout my grandfathers had. But it was rough, man. We was outnumbered. Like the good men was outnumbered, maybe 1,000 to 1? 1,000 to 1. Nobody had a father. Nobody had a father in the neighborhood I'm talking about. There's maybe 2 fathers, man. You know what I mean? I don't remember nobody growing up with a father. So yeah, that's why it's hard for me to ride with these Latin people. I know they're going through it with the crackers or whatever, but they destroyed our neighborhood so bad. How can you help them when we almost got annihilated?
Do you believe a lot of the fathers wasn't in the home because of the smack epidemic?
No fathers were in the home.
Okay. And is it because of the smack epidemic?
Yeah, nobody had a father in the 80s and 90s. And he did, they lying.
Wow.
Nobody had a father. Nobody.
Poetic. Do they not be crashing out when I be saying that?
Nobody had a
say
father.
I'm lying. I'm trying to tell you. When
I tell you, nobody. I'm talking about nobody. The only father we had was Uncle Phil. That was the only father we had. The only father we had was dude from Family Matters.
Nah, Furious. We had Furious as our daddy from
We had James Evans.
Y'all had Cosby, right?
King
That
Cosby.
nigga, he wasn't our daddy. Nah, my dad. My
And
TV daddy was Furious from Boys in the Hood. Like, he
Frank
reminded me of
Frank
my dad.
Frank was all right too. Even though he had the box, he was a good dad. But we had to turn on the TV to get Father Lee. But we had to turn on the TV. There was
All
no
right,
father.
Enrico, let's hear more open panel. Thanks for standing on business. I'm gonna get to Sin and Tori next, and then we're gonna go to open panel. Let's get it to 20K. But yeah, that's interesting because we have people that grew up in that era. We have Miss Info, Public, and Enrico, who is really giving some groundbreaking information. Sin, if you can answer the first one.
Yeah, black men glorified the smack era. Yes, they did, to the fullest extent. You could tell by like Pub said, it was in the music, it was on TV, and a lot of young black men bought into it. I'm not even from the West Coast. I'm from a little small town, and I could see it there. And them fools had their dads. But because that was the image of what black malehood was, they bought into it, and people were selling it around town. The red pill movement is another way to destroy the black community using black men. True. And the funny part about it is it went from they fell for the smack, which was a D-Rug, and then now they have a movement called red pill. Red pill. And I just find that to be odd. And in both ways, they were being used to tear down the black community. With the smack, it was capitalism. And with the red pill, now it's pretty much this whole little idea of misogyny, patriarchy, and all that other kind of stuff.
All right. So my question to you is, we're doing the first two. Are BOK men going to wake up and realize that they're making the same mistake that they did with the smack epidemic, with the red pill epidemic?
No, because all they do is blame other people. Right now, they're just blaming black women. Everything is black women's fault. If it ain't the black woman's fault, it's the system's fault. So it's no one's fault. No one ever talks about the fact. Everyone talks about how they just drop stuff off, but no one ever talks about how they could have just left it there. Even after they saw what it was doing to the community, they kept going because everybody wanted to be that dude. Everybody wanted to have money. Everybody wanted to have the nice car. Everybody wanted to wear the gold. Everybody wanted to wear the damn Adidas. That was their shit.
Say something real quick too.
Yeah.
My dad. I saw that. I remember him coming in with trash bags worth of work. You know what I'm saying? Black, like, hefty bags worth of money and work, stuff like that. I remember him telling me stories about how he had to cut this one person off because he went over her house and he went over there to serve her, and it was a baby just crying. It was in a car seat underneath the blanket. He said he got tired of the baby crying. He went over to go, console it, like, get your baby. And he took the blanket off, and it was a bunch of roaches just crawling all over the baby. And he was like, man, I can't serve you no more, whatever, right? So that was the type of stuff that I remember, from my youth, like stories like that, and just seeing, just seeing just money getting exchanged, whatever. But my dad stopped doing that when I was fairly young.
Okay, he muted. I think he got a call.
Sorry. My
Okay.
dad stopped doing that when I was fairly young. So like in the mid 80s, by then he had stopped, right? My mom was a manager of a bank making, $35,000 a year in 1985 and 86 or whatever, which was a lot of money. And we was on Section 8, but whatever. And my dad was a bus driver. You know what I'm saying? Like he went legit, got a real job and everything like that. Like, so it's like it was easier back then to get gainful employment. It was easier to get an education for black. Like it was easier then than it is now, is my point. You know what I'm saying? For black men to come up. And they still was just choosing like not to do it. To what Sin was saying, it was the allure of the game. Like, I don't know what it was. You know what I'm saying? But like they really and truly just bought into that, and the money just got them. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, the vast majority of the people who sold that shit didn't make no real money. Like, you was better off working at Whack Arnold's. You know what I'm saying, making minimum wage than you was moving, you know what I'm saying, selling work or whatever. If you wasn't freeway Ricky Ross, if you wasn't moving, you know what I'm saying, weight, if you was hand in hand with it, you wasn't making no money. You might have got it quickly. You might have got it just sitting at the trap all day or sitting on the corner all day, but you wasn't really making no money because you had to be out there all day. But they just didn't want to give it up, man. It wasn't cool to work. It wasn't cool to go to school. It wasn't cool to get the same thing it is right now. The same way they get up here and vilify educations and say it's dumb. You got a degree, you don't even use it. Like all that stupid. They were doing the same stuff in the 70s and 80s. So we still in that vicious cycle right now.
Wow. Really quick, I want Zoe to get in response to what Sin was saying. Do you believe BOK men will be able to wake up and stop this whole red pill movement, being that they're being used just like they were for the smack epidemic?
So here's the thing. I talk to this about my wife a lot, and at first I was hopeful, but at now I'm not. Here's the reason why. It's because of the current presidency that's going on right now. It has shown me that one, even though there can be a majority of black men that don't agree with what's going on, but at the end of the day, when it comes to the laws or everything that's affecting women, there is not enough. And that's when it comes down to it. And also also when I'm looking at just the majority of the influence, there is not enough influence when it comes to education, when it comes to just reading books about, how somebody said that, I forgot who it was, Mike King, we were talking about this actually, when it comes to red pilling in the black community. My brother, anybody, red pilling in the black community has been happening since we got on the ship, okay? And I give you forms of it and examples of colorism and examples of, like we're talking about right now, homophobia is another one of them. All these things, I can keep going on. All these things create a disarray in the community that is happening right now. And all that you're seeing is that it's being clutched onto. So the more we talk about this and the more we go in deep, like someone said, like I always like to say, conviction doesn't smell like shame. And when we're having these accountability talks, because that's why I like to have them, because of different of people at different ages coming around. But when we're having these accountability talks, it's not is not hitting. Like there are still some people that are not getting that. That just is, just because your situation is hyperbole to the fact is, that doesn't mean that it's not what's going on.
Wow,
Like,
wow.
and I think that's the biggest thing is that when
Okay.
we're talking about this,
Give me
when we're
one
getting
second.
down, go
So
ahead.
I'm gonna get to Tori, and that was by all means that was
Can
groundbreaking.
I answer
But
that
I
really good?
wanted you to reiterate what you said earlier on how the smack epidemic is tied into the red pill. Could you reiterate that for the new viewers?
Yeah, so basically, how it is iterated is the 1994 crime bill. So the 1994 crime bill is basically what happened when the Sea Rock basically flooded the streets. And then when that was implemented, it basically swooped up a whole bunch of black men. In this happening, this allowed for black women to actually get financial security, investment in their own and their education, and also their kids. While this was happening, black men were being incarcerated and institutionalized. And now what you're seeing from about, I would say about 2000, around almost when Obama was leaving, about 2012, just about, to now, what you're seeing is all those black men being flooded back into the streets and basically red pilling black men into believing either that one, that you can do in the drug trade, or also that basically subjecting fellow black women to high to patriarchy, toxic masculinity is the way to go. And at the end of the day, the reason I don't blame him, because they have been cooped up in a cell all day and they haven't been educating themselves, and that's what's happening.
Wow.
Don't make no sense.
Give
Now,
me 1 second, Chef. What do you think about what he just said? Chef, are you there? All right, I know he's gonna have a lot of trouble, but I was gonna let him chime in for a moment. But anyways, Chef, I wanted you to chime in before I drop you because you have been dropped. Chef have been dropped. If you want to save his spot, you definitely can. But Chef, you are dropped for now. But if you were ready, you could have chimed in one time before. Mike King, you said that makes no sense. Go ahead and rebut how that makes no sense.
So here's how we know for a fact, right? Because the examples who gave was what? We gave no examples. It's just a lot of fancy words. So a lot of the men that's coming home. So put it like this: the red pill is, if you haven't, if to those who don't know, is really just comes from the Matrix. It's just men waking up to the harsh truths of reality. We're done with the Disney fairy tales. We're done with the lies that's being pushed. Okay, so what it does, it made a lot of men start to research, ask questions. That's why you start seeing them pay attention to statistics, which is why they're like, hey man, if marriages fail 70% of the time, should we marry? This has nothing to do negatively on the women. And like I said, black men, we was the last ones on board with the whole red pill community. I think that the red pill community actually made men, really look in the mirror and make harsh changes. Put a suit and tie on. Get your hair cut, get your nails fixed. Be the best man you could. You never seen this many men go to the gym to better themselves. I've been doing a lot more reading, research. I'm at the library a lot more. And the red pill movement is just to wake men up to the reality and stop just boldly, blatantly, blindly following these lies. I don't see how we made that connection between the drug era and men getting
Oh,
out.
D-Rug, gotta say D-Rug. So the red pill's actually embedding Bill Cayman. Wow, that was you know what? If that was true, that would be so beautiful.
Can you ask him?
Um,
Can he
go,
ask? Can he
go
ask?
ahead.
Can we answer a question?
Black men to read
Yeah,
the
go
Bible.
ahead.
I've
That's
been
funny.
asking, like, how did it harm? I
Hold
haven't
on,
been.
Okay,
hold on, hold on.
let's go public then
Well,
Tory.
no, I was just gonna ask him a question. I just wanted to know. So, what is the truth? You said the truth a lot. What is the truth? What truth is that?
Okay, so there's a lot of truths, all right? So one of the major truths that you can see is that a lot of, like they say, men are in love, women are in business. So when you go, let's say so here's the red pill, right? So if you want to date a woman, she shouldn't be so concerned with just taking you to the fanciest restaurants and spending the most money. You can get to know this woman without spending a lot of money. You could take her on a walk in the park. You could take her ice cream. You shouldn't have to give her $500 for her time and money. That's not a negative deal. That's
Time
not.
and money.
Hold on. Can I just
No,
want to say
no, let him
something.
land. Let him land. Hold
Go
on,
ahead.
you guys.
Really
We got
wants
to
to.
order. Let's let him land. And then we're gonna go to Tory.
So that's one example. Do not lead with your wallet. That's a red pill ideal. If you want to date a woman, take her out. We're not saying don't go sleep around, but vet a woman. Don't just be out here spreading your seed recklessly. But if you want to vet a woman, you shouldn't have to spend a bunch of money at Roof Chris. You need to get to know her, and if you like her, then you take her on dates. That's a
So,
red pill.
so what if I told you that leading with your wallet is actually a tenet of the red pill? Because y'all daddy Kevin Samuels literally said, "Don't lead. Stop leading
Yeah, don't disrespect me. I didn't
with your
disrespect you.
with your wang dang." Godfather Kevin Samuels told y'all, "Don't lead with your wang dangs and lead with your wallet." And
Yeah, he
then
did say that.
he said that. And then the thing you're saying right now that doesn't make any sense is you're saying when you describe men being their best, you talked about them going to the gym, not them being emotionally intelligent, not them actually being educated. You said, oh yeah, I mean you said they reading, but I don't know what you're reading. So I
Being
don't care if
educated.
you're reading. But
Mhm.
it's just funny because the things that you just, and also I'm sorry before I forget, since when have men not been telling that lie that women only want you for their money, for your
Yeah,
money? Like,
that's
when
been
is
going on
that?
forever.
That's been going. I'm 43 years old. I've been hearing that since I was a child.
Okay,
So
so let me
how
ask
was that the red pill? How was that a new thing? Like, oh, we waking up to that. Y'all men been telling that lie about women since money been invented. Like, what are you talking about? That's not a
And,
new thing.
Hold
and
on,
also,
wait. Try to listen and try to understand before you know what I'm saying? So when I gave the examples as far as going to the gym, that's one example as far as improve yourself physically and mentally. It is mentally.
Tell you to go to the gym.
but wait, hold on.
But you see what I'm
Hold
saying?
on.
But
Wait,
this
wait,
this
just wait. You
Wait,
made,
hold on.
I
Give
just,
give me a second, Zoe. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna let Public and King have their back and forth, and then we're gonna go to Tory. I'm gonna circle back to you. We still got Jasmine who just came up.
okay. So that attitude right there is part of the issue that we're noticing too, right? It's this low level contempt. When I'm saying try to understand. But how can me saying go to the gym is negative? Oh, someone
No,
got
somebody had to tell you as a grown person to go to the gym.
no
Because
listen.
everybody knows that the gym is healthy. Nobody had to tell me. So you mean to tell me y'all got a group of men to say, go to the gym? Why did somebody need to tell you to go to the gym? You didn't have nobody else tell you that but Red Pill?
No,
No.
but Tori, to
Can
be
I finish?
fair
Can I
and to be
finish? Can I
honest,
finish?
hold on, brother, real quick. To be fair and to be honest, the gym actually makes. You can look this up. The gym doesn't make you healthier. If you're, the gym is like The gym is like I don't know. It's like the Incredible Hulk. Like, you know, you could turn into the Red Hulk or you could be the Green Hulk, right? When you go to the gym and you are emotionally unstable, that doesn't make you healthy. It makes you more. It makes you less healthy. Like, you become more unstable. You become more testosterone fueled. You're more likely to go out and do weird things, impulsive things, right? That's what the gym does. So I'm not saying all the time, but I'm saying, like, if you are an unhealthy person, going to the gym is not therapy. That's the lie that men been selling other men, because men will do everything but go to therapy. Men will do everything but address the issues that they create for themselves, right? So it's go to the gym, make some money, read a book. Like, it's like, bro, just sit down, right? Sit down. Instead of going to the gym, meditate, stretch, drink water, touch grass. Like, literally, I know people say that, but like, literally get grounded, touch grass, be in nature. That's healthy. I'm saying, if you don't want to go to therapy, right? If you don't want to go to therapy, there are so many better things than going to the gym.
You gotta land the plane. You gotta land the plane. I'm about to
Hold
forget.
on, no, Mike.
No, listen, hold on. You guys, first of all, I'm the host. Please don't tell what people got to do, land the plane and all that. Don't do that.
Yeah, I'm forgetting what I'm about to say. You cut me off and then you going for 40 minutes. And I'm supposed to.
No, don't be rude to him like that. Go ahead, you can respond, and then we're going to Tori.
Well, look, I'm trying to be respectful, but you said a bunch of nothing. To be honest, there's nothing wrong with telling men to improve themselves. Oh, you have to be told to improve yourself. Yes. Some men. Hey, some men. We need that tough talk. We need that. Hey, you've been sitting down too long. You're starting to gain weight. You hit the gym. Be more positive. Be more productive. That's what it's about. Having men become more productive. And yes, men are supposed to check men when you're falling out of line. You will want a man to check another man when you're falling out of line. Oh, you have to be told how to do. You see this disingenuous stuff? That's what I can't stand when I have these conversations. That's why we never get nowhere. Y'all can believe what y'all want to believe, but
Could you give us an example of that? Well, no, never mind.
I gave you a great example. I can give you another one. That's fine.
Okay, I'm muting you because your time is up. So when you guys ask other questions and their time is already up, that's why I ask everyone to stay on mute. We have one big red pillar here.
40 minutes.
King, hold on. It doesn't matter. Like, are you bringing me more views? No. Yeah, just drop. So, anyways, this dude been talking the whole time, but he's mad. Okay. Anyhow, one of the big red pillars are here. Cartel, but he's scared to come up because Public's on the panel.
Messy Public.
No. He be talking a whole bunch of mess. No, I ain't messy. For calling out the messiness, I'm the messy one. I'm just the messenger. He's
Let
a
him
red
up.
pill. He be talking mess about Public, about Navi. I want to see if he's going to come up and stand on business. Maz, can you invite him up?
Please,
Invite
because
the
I'm ready.
cartel.
Because when you come with them with sass and everything,
everyone
they're
else,
going to
please
shut it
stay on
down.
mute while I'm talking. Cartel, come on up. Maz, invite him up. Let's see what he has to say. Someone said messenger. Okay. Tori, it's on you. If you can answer the first and second one, then you can respond. Now he want to comment. He gonna come up. Okay. Make sure you stand on business when you come up.
All right, when he comes up, I think that's yeah. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna answer the problem. I'm sorry. That you are funny. Black men glorified smack epidemic. Absolutely. Like, because mind you, I was born in '87, so therefore I did not grow up when it started, but I am literally a product of it. Because those days, the men in our community, they did not care who they gave this poison to. And growing up with a mother who was addicted to that, it was very toxic. It was very abusive. We seen a lot of stuff that we should not have seen when we were children. Mind you, she was a single mother, and it was just not a good time. Everything was about smugs and stuff like that. Like, I would never forgive the black men who did that to the women in their community. They have no empathy, because if you had any empathy, you would have never did that, right? Because obviously you don't. But thank goddess that I was taken away from my mother. I love my mother, but it's not even a but, because I don't blame her. It's a long story, but what I'm saying is a lot of the black women in the 80s that grew up in that era, they're still, not all of them, but they're still just like the dudes that used to sell the smack. They're on a corner asking for change, just asking for $1 to get a shot of what type of liquor. The funny thing about this whole entire situation is that when it comes to black men, they would keep bringing up feminism and welfare. But when it comes to like what truly messed up the actual black community, it was the drugs that you put into your community, which led
D-Russ.
I'm sorry, the smugs that was in your community that led to mass incarceration that actually had a lot to do with single motherhood, because we as if the man that was doing whatever he was doing by either he was smoking it or he was selling it, right? So that has a lot to do with the single mother epidemic that y'all so called like to talk about, right? And not even before then, the 70s, it was the PIMP culture. It was just like, it was like when it came to BLK men, they didn't know what to do. They was never leaders. They just tried to do something to try to improve themselves, but in the process, they destroyed their own communities. They are the type of people that would literally throw rocks and hide their hands. They when I tell you, and then they got mad at women for choosing feminism and choosing welfare to feed those kids, the same children that y'all left these women to be single mothers to. Like nobody ever thought about when these men was either, especially when they was either addicted to the stuff or they was in jail because they sold it, right? And then y'all got mad because women chose welfare so they can feed their children because you was not capable of doing it. You could not get a job or you could not do this. That's the crazy part about it. So when it comes to like destroying the black family, it was y'all. But yet y'all come online every single time we turn around and say single mothers, welfare, feminism. It was you that destroyed the black community. It was literally you. You sowed poison to your community. And as the 80s babies, y'all know what they call the 80s babies. Y'all know what they call 87. They call us the smack babies. And I would never forget what my mom told me. I would never forget this because I still laugh. It's not funny, but it was crazy that she said it. She said, Vicky, you are the only one that did not let me smoke smack when it made me sick. And my own mother told me that. Mind you, my brother and my sisters was literally smack babies. Literally. And from that, we had to be taken away from mom because our mom was messed up in the head. She was abused. She did all of this to us. So we had to be taken away to be raised in a better environment, my aunt and my uncle, right? So when I look at black men, when they say that black women did this, black women did that, if we chose welfare and feminism over you, there's a reason why we did that, because y'all was not doing y'all job as men and y'all glorify it so much. And every time I turn around, most of the 90s videos and public can say that most of the 90s black cinema was what dudes, I don't know. It was either a ghetto baby mother with so many kids by herself, or it was a dude being unalive, selling smack. So black people at that time glorified it. You have men that rapped about it. You have men that like, we out here making money. Y'all ain't do nothing for y'all community. Y'all didn't do nothing. Y'all didn't build no schools because we're still trying to wait for what's that Hotep dude? What's his name? He ain't built no school. Umar, they ain't done nothing. They have done nothing to help their community out at all. There's no schools being built. There's no kids. They have done nothing, but yet they want to blame women for everything in the black community. So at the end of the day, when it comes to something, y'all not single-handedly, y'all, when it comes to the destruction of the black community and single motherhood, y'all created that. You know why? Because you sold poison to your own women, you sold poison to your own men, and didn't have the audacity to get mad at women for choosing, welfare and feminism. And that's all I had to say. I'm done after that.
Another groundbreaking message from Tori. Jasmine, if you can answer the first one.
Yeah, that was so much for me to take in. But so BOK men glorify the SM Akish era. If I were to have not heard what Tori said and didn't just happen to be from California, right, from LA, and to have uncles, well, not uncles, but great uncles who went through that era, who were thriving in LA before these people just smuggled in candy into our communities, because we were thriving. So to glorify that area, being from South Central LA, that's where my family is from. I always say this, but if you've never heard me say this before, my family, my parents are from South Central LA, Compton, Linwood, Inglewood, and I grew up in Baldwin Hills. And I grew up all over that valley too. And then we moved away from this certain group of people who love candy, who were agents of people who glorified candy. I'm not going to sit here and say what those people are because I'm tired of you guys sitting here bullying me. But let's just say that they're from Central America and they love candy so much that they are running over here. Their citizens are running over here trying to escape their addiction to candy by our government giving them money for bringing in candy into our communities. So to glorify what you guys used to be, because the I don't want to say gangs or whatever, but the Crips, the Bloods, whatever, like the people who used to be community builders, right? Those started off as being us policing ourselves, and then candy came into our era, and then like the ladies were saying, Tori was like, then our men became addicted to the candy and getting us on the candy. And that's really what happened. It wasn't feminism that caused that. It was being greedy and trying to be like your whitey zaddies. Not helping your people, but getting them addicted to what feels good at that point in time. And now you're upset because now your women are on welfare. Some of them, right? If you are still stuck in the 80s, it's 2025. We don't
Wait, hold
need.
on, Jasmine, and if you could land, but let me say
No,
this really quick. Y'all see how Cartel only came up when Pub left, right? Somebody share this live out to Pub. Go ahead, Jasmine.
I'm gonna land there. I'm speaking in non-smackanese or whatever, right? Non-candyism. But so I get where a lot of these women are coming from. I'm here because this to me is a communal ground for women who are tired of cosplaying men not taking accountability and responsibility to their addiction to candy and things that feel good or whatever, and going around the world and infecting other communities with their mediocrity. And I'm going to land my plane there for sure.
Let me highlight this again. Pub was just here, and I keep inviting Cartel up. He did not accept that invite until Pub dropped. Somebody invite this live to invite Public. Let's see if he come back.
Drop the white
But
man. Y'all gave him my spot. You let the
okay,
white man
give
up.
me 1 second. Let's see what's going on with the new people.
That's true.
What? I think that's a fake white page. That's Remy. That's Remy. Dennis, if you can answer the first question.
Yes, madam. How are you doing?
Fine.
Very good. Perfect. Incredible. Black men glorify. What's SM, madam? Single mom?
That's New Ages.
Yes, it is. What is SM?
Smack. D-Rugs. BOK
Oh, yeah,
men
that's
glorify D-Rugs era.
Black men glorify SM crack era. Yes, madam, I've told you before, and I'm going to say it again. There's a big difference between black men in America and black men in all of Africa. So therefore, I would like if you stop generalizing these black men of 18. You understand me? So yeah, that's very true that black men glorify SM crack era, because I believe most black men in America are a big failure to the society, and most of them need to be mentally evaluated. I think last month was mental health awareness, month, and I think during that time, most black American men should have been admitted to the hospital so that they can be checked even if they are mentally stable. And I think most of them are very, very emotional. Most of them are poor, Just few of them are good, because I have a lot of them as friends, and their mentality, the way in which they think, the way in which they talk. Well, I just have to say they are not family oriented. They don't plan for the future. They like something called enjoyment. They don't really have discipline. they spend their money the way they like. That's why most of them are poor. They don't have houses like we African men. If you see an African man, at least even if we don't have nothing, we strive. We do our best to provide for our family. We do our best, take care of our wife. Even though some of them in the African community are very terrible men. But yeah, most of us are doing our best. But in regards to Black American men, that's not really the case because they talk nonchalantly. Most of them can't speak any English, any language apart from English, and their English are very, very terrible, grammatically incorrect. They are very, very uneducated. They are
Well,
not
let
like
me say
African
this.
men.
Did you mention something on my last live that BOK American men need to take care of their children and that they need to start marrying like African men? Did you say something like that?
Yeah, I said Black American women need to start marrying African men, and also Black American women need
Y'all
to
know
start going for
better.
white men.
Y'all know better. Just saying.
Everyone mute.
I mean,
Let's
you
let
can
him
say we
land.
are not better, but I mean, there's a very, very big difference between Black American men and African men. Well,
Where
it's
are
your
you from?
let me finish
Hold on, you
speaking.
guys.
Let
Let
me
him
finish
finish.
speaking. Well, as a woman, it is your choice to go for Black American men. But at the end of the day, you are going to be a failure. These Black American men are going to impregnate you. And they will end up in jail, and then you become a single mom. And these men will make you masculine because they are not going to pay for the child support. You keep going to court, then you become a crazy woman. You become a feminist. You could become bitter. But instead of you to go for an African man or a white man that will treat you better, but you most of you believe in something called black love, and I don't think there's nothing like black love, because I believe most Black American women are just pressuring themselves, and you guys are trying to force yourself on Black American men. So therefore, they play you like chess. But the moment you guys start opening your brain, and you know that you as a Black woman, you also know the type of power you have. I think by then, I mean, your brain will start
Okay, well,
working.
Dennis, hold on. Let's let you land so people can respond to you in open panel.
Yeah,
But
so let me just land. In short, what I just have to say is in regards to Black American women, because I've been on TikTok for quite some time, and I've seen a lot of rhetoric being spread about Black American women, and I'm very, very surprised. But because sometimes I think that are these Black men, are they being procreated by Black women? Because in the way in which Black American men speak terribly of Black American women is very, very pathetic. And I think for now, if you as a Black American woman, if you feel like you're having a Black American boy, or you feel like you are going to procreate a Black baby, you should just abort it. So I think for now, we need more we need more Black women instead of Black American men. I think by that we can reduce the population of terrible Black American men in the society. Most of them prove like they are tough.
Wait, bro.
okay, wait, hold on, Tori, because I've been waiting for him to stop so I could go to the next person.
Okay, so let
So
me
you
just
gotta
finish my
land
point.
there, Dennis. See if you can answer the first question on the prompt.
I actually jumped up here for the second one for the Red Pill movement, but
It still
I
has
don't.
BOK in it. Are you white T?
Yeah, I'm a white man.
Okay, what did you want to say? What did you want to bring to the BOK community today?
Well, first off, I want to say happy 160th Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying?
Did you come over here to tell us happy Juneteenth?
I mean, well, that's part of it, but as part of the Red Pill movement, I'm me personally, I'm anti-abortion.
You
And
can't say that word.
I
You gotta say AB.
okay.
Oh my God.
5K. Goodbye. What are we?
But I do believe that how do I say it without sounding any way? Black women are some of the biggest proponents to the Black community actually uprising and being on par with other races. Since 1973, Black women have unalived 20 million babies.
Oh my God. Oh my
And
Hold on.
wait,
And I'm just saying.
Oh
white guy.
I'm happy to see.
White man. Tori. No.
What you mean?
Go ahead, Tori.
No.
Let me get the case.
You just went.
Okay, let's let Let's let Tori go
Hey,
and then
that's a
Okay,
third of your
okay.
population.
Let me get the KFCUNT. First of all, sir, we don't need you. Mind you, the funny thing about what you're saying is, right? Okay, we have so many ABs. Can you please explain to me why your women are going to black men? Because they look at y'all as so weak. They look at y'all as terrible freaking men, right? Why are they going over there? Explain that to me.
I could say the same thing about black men
No, they're
coming to
not
their
actually.
women.
When it comes to black women, we do not
Okay,
date.
wait, hold on. Wait 1 second. Let me give this announcement. Okay, I don't have okay, we're going back to Money Pow Pow to drop at this time. So Dennis, you've been dropped with a Money Pow Pow. If anybody wants to save his spot, just go ahead and send something higher than a Money Pow Pow. Sin, you weren't dropped. He ran. Because
Wait, no, I was getting ready to get him because
No,
I was
he
going to let
ran.
him
He
know how
ran.
many.
He ran.
I was
He
going to
ran.
let him
Hold
know
on.
how
Let me
many
give
white
this
women
announcement.
have AB his
Tori,
children.
I'm gonna let you say what you're gonna say. Give me a second. Right now, we're doing Money Pow Pows to drop again. So Dennis, you were dropped with a Money Pow Pow. White T Boy, they're gonna leave you up here. I was gonna leave you up here so that they could cook you, but you ran. I can't believe he said that and ran. I think that was a setup. Go ahead, Tori.
Is when it comes to YT men, they have no fight when it comes to black people and black people's fight at all. They never will. Because at the end of the day, the reason why Roe versus Wade was overturned, because their women was not having enough babies. Either they was having babies with black men or they was not having enough babies in their race. So now they're mad. Now they're trying to force YT women to have babies because they are actually the ones that's actually a B in their children. Because I heard a YT woman say that they would never want to bring another YT man into this world. I feel the same way about most, BLK men because like y'all are worthless, most of y'all. But he cannot come up here and talk about anything black. He's a YT man. So if he would have stayed up here, I would have gave him like so many stats on how YT women climbed up the ladder when it comes to AB. Cartel, shut your stupid ass up.
Okay, so we're gonna go to Cartel now.
God damn.
And then we're gonna
Right,
let Sin
Sis.
chime in. So, well, hold on. Let me just go to Cartel and then we'll go to open panel. So then everybody could get in.
Dang.
Jazz Doll, you could just jump in, but answer the prompt when it's your turn to jump in. Cartel.
Look, what you want me to read? Hey, listen, hold on. I gotta respond because y'all just brought y'all white daddy in
No,
here.
just answer. No, that was your friend. He followed you.
I don't know,
Cause you
bro.
have
I don't know,
Cartel.
dude.
Don't do
Man.
that.
I don't
Don't do
know
that. I
him.
know what you're doing. Don't you
I
do
swear to
it.
God, gang, you let him up before me to make
Cartel,
it
be
seem
quiet because
that's
on your panel,
crazy.
you be letting white T men talk bad about BLK women on your panel all the time. I be seeing it, and I got it screen
I
recorded.
ain't mad. I'm
And I
just saying.
got it screen recorded,
I'm
so
just
don't.
saying.
Look,
I'm
that's
not
what
being.
coons do.
Wait, can I
A
talk?
coon is gonna coon.
Raccoons. I will
Can I
mute you.
talk
You
though,
guys are not
Mrs.?
using TikTok
Okay,
friendly
I'll be
language.
there. I'll be there. Okay,
Answer
guys,
the
y'all
first
got
two
me.
questions.
Y'all
Come
Or
got me.
on.
that.
Goodness, how everybody
Everyone
doing? Happy
mute when
Juneteenth.
somebody is talking.
Happy Juneteenth, gang. Damn, happy Juneteenth. Hi, everybody. Jesus, what is this? Jump on Cartel Day? This is the day black people supposed to unite. How my brothers and sisters doing?
You knucklehead.
Oh, my God. Look, let me read the black man glorify the SM cracker. What is that? What's the SM?
Just say smack or D-Rug, please.
Oh. Black man glorify the no, that's really me, no, I gotta just know it's really black women. Y'all got sexy red, smexy red. I'm sorry, I didn't mean smexy red, Meg Thee Stallion, all these women that be talking about pushing that work, y'all been listening to Lil Kim, TLC, she talking about smoking water, waterfalls, whatever it go. Yeah, that's not us. We don't talk about that. Like I say, black men, we
You want to
tend
know
to
what
just
y'all talk
can I,
Y'all
about?
can I,
gotta let people
it's on
land. We
me.
gotta let people
Yeah,
land.
listen. I will not be disrespected, okay? The lack of emotional intelligence is crazy right now. Can we just stay on mute? I just got in. Can I get
Cartel,
at
I
least
know
30
you ain't
seconds?
talking because you never let me talk
Here
on
we
your
go.
panel,
He
but it's
asked the
fine. Go
host.
ahead.
Oh my
Let's
God.
let him finish,
How you doing?
everybody.
You know what? Go ahead, Poetic. I'm going on mute.
I already said let you finish. Let's see if you have anything to say. Everyone, please follow the rules because we can't even hear what the person's saying. Not everybody
Man.
even know who he is.
And I do need y'all to look at these new statistics that came out, and I'm gonna get back right to what's that? The CDC says black men are the most enrolled and the most educated. Okay, now back to what I was saying. Now, no, it was the black woman. Don't y'all listen to Smexy Red, Meg Thee Stallion, Glorilla, and y'all got the nerve to give this woman the gospel awards. a mockery? What is going on? Is y'all listening to these women? Yes or no? I don't need a long monologue. Just give me that poetic. Do y'all like these women that glorify that lifestyle? Yes or no?
No, no questions. Just keep on going before everybody
Exactly,
interrupts
they
because you
like
you.
know,
the men who
No
here we. Oh my
questions.
like you
God!
like
Just
the
finish.
Oh,
men.
No, just
go ahead, Tori.
finish.
It's on you, Tori. It's on you.
No, finish answering the prompt, Cartel. Finish answer the prompt. Don't answer his questions. No, it's a trap. Cartel, finish answer number 2.
I finished.
Go ahead.
Because it's seeming like I'm just disturbing y'all with my knowledge and my facts. It's like everybody keep interrupting. I was just on silent mode the whole time. I didn't interrupt nobody. Did I come off mute? No, I didn't. But I know how the truth that disturbs you ladies' spirit when Cartel get to speaking. Y'all just, ooh, here he comes with all the facts. Like, once again,
Up.
just chill. I get, oh my God. Poetic, please. This is unprofessional.
Tori, come on, let the man finish.
It's unprofessional. Now, anyway. No, that's really black women that glorify that, you know. So you ladies need to get that together. And what's the next one? The Red Pill movement is another way to destroy the black community using black men. What is the Red Pill movement? What is I hear about this? Is it like what is the Red Pill movement? I need catch me up, please. You know, I'm a black man. We're not that educated, you know. What is the Red Pill? We're
So
talking
you
about.
don't know what the red pill is? Why are you up here gaslighting?
Wait, hold on, wait a minute. We don't need the name call. I'm Cartel, you're Poetic. What is going listen, pay
I
attention.
cannot stand him.
See, I'm trying to have a real conversation and
All
you're
right, I'm
laughing.
opening up for open panel so people can respond to you because I'm not going to argue
Cool.
with you.
No, Tori, go on mute.
Yeah,
Go
Tori, go
on
ahead. I'll get
mute.
after you,
You
Tori. Go
just
ahead.
got through talking. Go on mute.
Okay, let's let Sin get in and then let's go to open panel. Jerome, share the live out and then you could get in open
Ass
panel
up, Jerome.
after Jazz Doll.
Yeah, so basically this is what dudes do. Now he said black men the most enrolled, but didn't say the most enrolled in what, right? Now he had the YT boy come up here to say the thing about the AB. But what the YT boy failed to understand is these black men, they don't want kids. They don't want kids. They don't care about the mothers of their kids. If they did, they wouldn't have asked an official running for public office to take child support away. So you can't say stop AB and the kids, but then at the same time say stop making us take care of our kids. They're not family oriented. Dennis was right about that. They hollering about traditional families, but they don't like getting married. They want a live-in girlfriend. They want a maid. They want a mule, and that is it. And see how Cartel is acting. I will say this though. I will say this about the YT man. He did have one thing right. They're childish in the mind and they're childish in the brain. Just like brother up here can't sit up here and actually have a conversation, but he is acting like he's in the 12th grade. You know, fresh out of high school. He's immature. And that's the problem that we have. We don't have men these days. We have a bunch of boys that's running around. That's why they need somebody like Kevin Samuels or Tommy Sotomayor. Hell, Ish from Joe Budden podcast. That big dummy, a flat earther. They need somebody to follow. They get mad about Meg Thee Stallion and all these women, but they forget about Luke, Too Short, Easy E, hell, Jay-Z. 50 Cent. They forget about all that stuff. And that, hold on, didn't you just say get control? I'm gonna need you to get control. Go on mute. Go on mute, Tattoo Monster. Go on mute, Tattoo Monster.
Who those people?
Go on
I don't know
mute,
those
Tattoo
dudes.
Monster. Go on mute, Tattoo Monster. You just got through telling
Tell
us to control
us
ourselves.
who those dudes is.
Now you sat up here and you said, I don't know what the red pill is. What is the red pill? I don't know what that is. You was playing around. You had your time to talk and you didn't take it seriously. Now you want to interrupt. And that's that entitlement people be talking about. You can't take anything serious. We got all this shit, we got all this stuff going on, and they're still playing around, acting immature, childish, and boyish like he is right now. Hush, Jerome. And acting immature, childish, and boyish like he is right now. There is a woman that they just unplugged. Jerome, shut the Jerome.
Okay, you guys, this free panel ain't gonna work. I'm gonna be calling on people because this is crazy.
Who is
Jerome,
those
you
guys
need
you
to
missing?
hold on. Jerome, you need to share
I
the
already
live
shared the
out.
love.
Okay,
Go
you
look.
need to wait your turn. Jazz Doll haven't even talked yet.
All right,
So
hold
why
on.
are you skipping? Why you think you're gonna skip people? Sin,
Entitled. Entitled. And that's what I mean. They're entitled. This is what we're talking about. Not grown men, just a bunch of old ass boys. And that's it. But wait, one more thing. Like I said before, they just took a baby out of an unalived woman's body, a sister.
you think they
And
care about a BOK woman?
no, they don't care. And that's why I'm bringing it up. They don't care. They don't care. They hollering about being leaders and this and that. Now, while all of this stuff is going on, these fools are still running around talking about wigs, weaves, and lashes. Black men talking about wigs, weaves, and lashes, and white men trying to figure out how to take over the world. Now, make that make sense. If you ask any of them what kind of infrastructure they gonna have to replace everything that's tore down, they couldn't tell you, but they can tell you about wigs, leaves, lashes. Cartel know about TLC. He know about Meg The Stallion. He know about what's that, Cardi B. He know about all that stuff. He be shaking it, he like to shake his behind to it. He know about that stuff, but he don't know about real issues that's actually affecting us.
I'm
That's the
calling.
problem.
Listen, can I say something too?
Hold
But
on, I'm calling on people. I'm gonna go around because a lot of people haven't got in yet. New ages, go ahead and chime in.
But I think someone wanted to drop me. Was that right?
Listen. I was gonna let you talk, but when y'all do that, then I just gotta drop you. I was gonna let you chime in first. Okay, New Edges, you have been dropped by Money Pow Pow. If anybody wants to save your spot, you guys can save his spot with anything higher than a Money Pow Pow. We're going back to Cash App for questions. Send $5 if you want to ask a question. Otherwise, you can rebut or respond, but you got to Cash App for
Can
questions.
I can I say something right quick?
I'm when I'm in the middle of talking, I like you, but please don't do that. So let's Cash App for questions. The Cash App is in the comment section. Let's get the likes up to 40K. We've been having over 100 people here, and we haven't even got to 50K. That's crazy work. Um, I'm gonna call on people and just be mindful of your time so other people can talk. So let's get it started with Jazz Dog. You can answer number one, and then you can respond to anyone on the panel.
Yeah, so Bill came in, glorified Smack era. Yeah, they all glorified what was the guy, Scarface in that movie. A lot of them had the actor's poster on their wall. Future, all of his music glorified the D-Rug culture, right? When you look at 50 Cent, he has a whole TV show called Power, and then he has like multiple spin-offs about the D-Rug culture. So this is something that they glorify. This is something that they represent. This is something that makes them feel like they're men. So definitely they glorify that culture and what it stands for. Um, the stuff that Cartel was saying just was pure stupidity. Smexy Red has only been out for about a year or two, but like Sin said, we have had at least about at least 40 years of rap music that has glorified either underliving other people, the blue and red gang culture. We've had the D-Rug culture. We've had all of those things that BLK men have pushed into our community, and then all of a sudden somebody like a Meg The Stallion or a Smexy Red comes out. Now all of a sudden every BLK man has morals. Get out of here. That is so fake. And like Sin said as well, like Sin said as well, while BLK men are sitting up talking about wigs and lashes and makeup, the YT man has found a way to conquer the whole world. Unless I don't know where this lie came from, but BLK women are not the number one AB getters. That belongs to that YT woman. We're the minority group of women in this country. We make up 22 million in this country. YT women are at almost 40 something million in this country. We're not the number one AB getters. Let's start there. So this delusional rant that YT dude came on here with, like you said, I'm pretty sure Cartel sent him. But yeah, that's just not true. And so we got to come down to reality and focus on what really matters. These men are lacking manhood, and this is why I call them beta males. This is why they would champion and praise the YT man coming up here to bash his own group of women. If y'all was standing outside of the hospitals when we were being unalive giving birth to y'all children, then maybe it won't be 20 million unalive babies. I land.
Wow. Let me hear what Cartel's response is to that. He said he doesn't know who Scarface is, but let's let him respond to it, Jazz
Listen,
Dog.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. These names y'all talking about, gang. Like, when we talking about 50 Cent, we talking about loose change. What are we talking about? Listen, and hold on, Joe. Jazz talking about some. First off, listen. Let me tell you something.
Hey, before you get started, Joe, you've been dropped, but you dropped yourself because you seen it. Can you don't do that again? Like, wait till I drop you. Be a good sport. If anybody wants to save his spot, Zoe, you can save your spot also. Send anything higher than Money Pow Pow. Go ahead, Cartel.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know if y'all ever seen Snoop from The Wire. That was a woman. You know, she was unaliving people, selling smugs. You see what I'm saying? These guys y'all talking about, I gotta do my research because I don't know who y'all talking about. Like I say, Sexy Red, first off, don't come over here and try to stun on Sexy Red name like people only known about her only a year. Let me get my turn. Do not cut me off, please, because I know how I get to speaking facts. Y'all want to cut me off. So you want to talk all that nonsense about Sexy Red because she ain't right here, but if she's right here, she'd hit you in your face. Okay, now let me move on to something else. Meg Thee Stallion, okay? She sent a hit on a black man that was finna tell the truth on her because her friend popped in the hoof. You feel what I'm saying? Hit in the horseshoe. She tried to put that off on Tory. Tory get them people sent at him. And guess what? Your homegirl Meg finna go to jail. We got Carly Russell, the other criminal, that said she did what she did because her boyfriend cheated on her. Huh? And then y'all got the nerve to say that man needs to be in jail because he drove her crazy and made her go out there and lie about her seeing a baby on the side of the road and all this little extra stuff. And then she threw a whole party with the $60,000, $70,000 that y'all got her. And then we got Rhoda West, Rhoda, Brick Lady, that lied. Oh, and all of a sudden, this lady on the internet right now trying to change her content up because she gave birth to a baby son. Now she talking down on black women, telling black women to treat black men better. Y'all better go over there and check her content now. Oh yeah, it sounds like Rhoda might be the real pill you talking about because if you talking about, or you talking about Shira 7, the sprinkles. Oh yeah, that type of real pill, the woman that tell y'all to use men for money. Yeah, that real pill. Yeah, I don't like that. That's crazy work. But let me finish. Hold on. Don't cut me off because when I'm cooking, I'm cooking. I know y'all be getting mad. Just chill, lady. Can we chill? Can I get my turn? Can I have my turn? Thank you. Now, like I say, Jazz Dog coming up here talking all this nonsense. A lot of y'all coming up here talking all this nonsense because I got the facts. And then, like I say, for y'all to sit here and say, oh, black men, y'all are little boys. Okay, that make y'all predators. Why y'all keep sleeping with us? What the hell? Let's not act like these babies getting dropped off on storks that's flying in the sky, goddammit. Or we got little Virgin Marys around this motherfucker. Mother trucker. Y'all out here popping coochie for little boys. Huh? Poppin' Smoochie. I'm sorry. Poppin' Smoochie. I apologize. So
It's
y'all
so
out
funny
here.
that you think that you cooking.
Okay, wait,
It's
hold on,
hilarious.
Hey,
Tori.
hold on.
Hold on. We
Let me
got
get
other
my
people.
turn. Y'all call us little boys. Y'all out here popping
Go ahead
Smoochie for
and
little.
land, Cartel.
Let
Your
me.
time is.
I'm finna land. I see the base. I see the landing strip, lady. Let me land.
Don't do
Okay.
that. Not too much.
Thank you. Anyway. Black men this, black men that, black men the least educated, but y'all can't stay off y'all backs and off y'all knees. we don't do wifey duties for black men because they don't marry us, but we will let them see every hole on our body. We will let them experience every hole on our body. We will let them lick all over our bodies. Great thinking, ladies. I land. Go ahead, take
Conley, you
over.
think
Take
that's
over.
funny?
I
Okay,
land. Take over.
That would be
hold on,
pygmy.
Tori. No. You gotta wait, Tori. There's other people on the panel want to talk. Han Lee, you think that's funny, right? You think that's funny. Okay. Han Lee, when Cartel's talking, you're laughing, but you try to act like you're so unbiased. It comes out, Han Lee. Jerome, go ahead and answer number one.
Yeah. So it says black men glorify. Oh, okay. The era.
Smack or D-Rug Eric.
First off, I don't think that we glorify that era. All I know is that black men, we just gonna be black men, meaning You can get a black man that's a truck driver. You can get a black man that don't do nothing with his life. But guess what? We always gonna be that thing. Like it. What y'all don't understand is we always gonna be that guy. Because if we go to a black man like me, 6'3", if I go to Thailand, if I go anywhere, I'm always gonna get women. So at the end of the day, I'm telling you this: what y'all should be doing as black women, y'all should erase this whole conversation that y'all having, and y'all need to be nicer to black men. That's it. That's your whole goal.
That's delusional.
Yeah, you hold on. Your whole goal. Hold on.
You're
Your
delusional,
whole
and you're drunk. You're
and,
delusional
and
and
on
drunk.
and on top of that, I'm
Corey, come on,
talking,
let him
but you're
land. Let
talking.
him land.
But you see how I could wait and you can't wait. I could teach you how to be a good person. You're
No,
not a
you
good
don't,
person.
man. You can't teach
A
me
lot of
nothing. You
hold
are
on.
delusional and
Oh
drunk.
my god. A lot of y'all
Hey, listen.
BLK women, y'all not good women. Y'all not good people at all.
Man, you're drunk.
But you know why y'all not good women? Because y'all think that y'all deserve it all, and y'all supposed to be like this and this. How about you just be a kind, compassionate woman? Y'all can't do that. And I'm landing with this. Y'all issue is this. If y'all trying to get a man, just be nice. Y'all don't know how to be nice? People don't know how to be nice? Cause I see you down there in the corner. You don't know how to be nice.
You need to throw up.
Tori, come on, let him land. He said he about to land. Let him
I'm
land.
about to land it right now. Cause guess what? If all of y'all was to be nice to y'all man, everybody would have a marriage.
Oh, we're good.
Everybody will be good.
Nope.
And everybody will be sweet. Everybody will be sweet. But guess what? We got a bunch of brats. Y'all act like a bunch of y'all act like a bunch of kids.
Why she keep cutting that man off?
Exactly. Y'all act like a bunch of kids. Y'all don't act like adults. And an adult and a
Goodness,
and
this is crazy.
and she still talk.
No,
And she still
like,
talking
hold on,
while I'm talking.
Okay, hold on. No, Jazz
Tori,
Dog, don't
we
start
can't,
Still
modding.
Tori,
talking while I'm talking.
Jazz Dog, don't start modding. Come on. I don't want y'all to start arguing. That's what they want. Let's let Jerome land though.
I'm about to land it right now. That's exactly why a lot of us can't deal with you. And then we turn around and we deal with a Hispanic. You know why? Because she knows that she's not supposed to say stuff when she's not supposed to say stuff. She knows she's supposed to be in her right mind, and she's not supposed to disrespect us. She's not supposed to do nothing like that. Leave it to a BLK woman. She gonna say whatever she want to say. Shut your mouth. I'll land with that.
All right, really quick. Let's go to the next new guest. Be okay, Betty. If you can answer number one and can respond to anyone on the panel.
BLK men glorify the smack era. Absolutely. Jazz Doll made some very great points, and all Cartel did was make a bunch of nonsensical points that had nothing to do with the topic. And that's what men often like to do when they want to deflect and gaslight and take take us off of the topic that we were on. So let's go back to the topic, which is about glorifying the smack era. As you see, Cartel's name is literally Cartel. You'll notice that a lot of the people on this app
D-Rock Cartel. Oh, you so smart, BLK Betty. Can you be my big sis? No, go ahead.
You notice that a lot of the men on this app, they're either named after pew pews or they're named after, I don't know, selling smugs, or they're named after like popular smug dealers. And that's because they glorify that era. They wish that they were like those men. They wish that they got that money, and they wish that they got the woman that wanted those men. That's why they're always talking about the girl that curbed him in high school. It's literally arrested development. They can't get over it. They're like 40 years old, still crying over the girl that curbed him in high school for the popular guy, or maybe the older guy that was making money. Even though that older guy that was coming up to her school when she was 17 years old was literally SAing her, but they don't care about that because they're too concerned with the fact that they didn't have a chance to take her body. So, but that's a different topic. So I'm going to get off of that, but go back onto the topic that, yes, for those very reasons, they glorified the smack era.
Wow, another groundbreaking message from BLK Betty. Let's go to 30 round. 30 round, if you can answer number one.
BLK man glorify the smack era. That's a lie. BLK man did what they had to do to survive. And y'all know the government. Y'all know for a
So
fact.
you're not a mod. You're gonna be a mod and help out. Otherwise, don't tell me who's gonna be dropped unless you want to be a mod.
And y'all know for a fact.
Tori, you have been dropped though, so I gotta drop you since he said it.
Hey, y'all. Love you.
Well,
Bye.
hold
And
on.
y'all know.
Tori,
Get outta
come
here.
back up.
Get outta
Anybody
here
want to
now.
save Tori's spot? Just send anything higher than the money pow pow.
And y'all know for a fact that
Hold
the
on.
government
Anybody
dropped.
want to save Tori's spot? Just send anything higher than the money pow pow, and we'll get her back up here. Again, if you want to save her spot, go ahead and send anything higher than the money pow pow. No comments on drops. And you can't say sorry after you drop someone. You picked her out of everybody else. Just stand on business. 30 round. Go ahead and finish what you were saying.
All right, so yeah, y'all know for a fact the government dropped all that stuff in the neighborhood, but y'all still want to act oblivious to it. And for people calling people out over names and stuff like that, I mean, ma'am, your name is Black Betty. Means you copied your name from a YT lady. Means you have no original name, ma'am. That means you are copying a YT woman. Jazz Doll is a name from a YT lady. Betty Boo, YT women. Clock all of that
Betty
stuff,
Boop
bro.
was actually
They
black.
hate
You
it. They
haven't
hate
been
it. They hate because
educated
we
on that?
original. Cut They him hate off. because we original. Clock
Hold
all of
on.
that.
No,
Clock
I
it
gotta
off.
stop this nonsense. Everyone mute. If you do research, BOK Betty, the original one is actually black. Betty Boop.
Boo's a YT woman.
No,
But anyways,
Betty Boop, the
Betty
original
Boo
one,
is a
is black.
YT woman. But anyways, let me finish. Let me
No,
finish
she
what I
is
got.
black. Y'all need to go study. Education,
They're
men.
naming themselves
Education.
after harlots.
Black women made
They
that up.
name
It's a lie.
they naming
Education.
themselves after
No, you need to
harlots.
go
But
look it up. Education
look,
for
they
black
Years,
men.
y'all gonna say Hillary Clinton was black.
facts. They're gonna say Monica
Betty
Lewinsky was black.
Boop
They're
is
gonna say Monica
definitely
Lewinsky was
black.
black. They think everybody black.
Okay, wait, hold on. Uncle, you just came up. Share the life to 20 people. We'll get you in a moment. Go ahead, 30 round.
These the same women that said gingers were black. These the same women that's walking around talking about oh, you black, you invited to the cookout because you a ginger. You stupid ass. But I just want to say this at the end of the day. You up here naming yourself after harlots. All of y'all naming yourself after harlots, but y'all got a problem with how I name myself. At least I actually do got a 30 round clip. Are you actually a black Betty harlot? And if that's true, then own it. Go hit the strip. Go sell that ass. Jazz Doll,
Stop, 30 round.
I seen your pictures. I seen your pictures. You got a fat ass. I'm pretty much sure you could sell it for $40, $50. Go around and sell that ass. You know what I'm saying? We need to start keeping it real with y'all hoes.
50
Y'all
and
hoes.
40. Wait, you cannot say the H word. You
No,
cannot say. Everyone mute. Everyone mute. Mods mute everybody. Mods mute everybody. You cannot say the H word, 30. Go ahead and land.
Smoes. He said Smoes, poetic.
Go ahead and land 30.
At the end of the day, shout out to all my real black American men, all my real black American women.
Okay, 30, you've been dropped. That was crazy work. Telling Jazz Doll
Hey,
she
poetic,
can sell her.
Can I pay to have a
Give me
turn?
1 second, because there's other people been waiting. Give me a moment. That is crazy work to tell Jazz Doll that she can sell it. I don't believe you said that. I don't even like that at all. I don't even get into y'all debates, but that was crazy. Because you know she could sell it for way more. You know that thickness could get way more if she was selling. But she's not even selling, so shut up. But I'm going to let her fight her own battle. Jazz Doll, what's your response to that?
type of attack?
Bro,
Was you
why you
helping her
gonna make
out
me
or
so
what?
cheap? Why you gonna
Mm.
make me have to be so cheap, 30? That's disrespectful. That is so wrong. First of all, my first name is Jasmine. Second of all, people tell me I look like a Barbie doll, so I put Jazz doll together. I don't know where you got a YT woman from, but I would never name myself after no YT woman. Sir, your name is 30 rounds. 30 rounds. That alone tells you your mentality. And like Black Betty said, the going to cartel, you didn't hit on nothing that I talked about. Y'all be okay men sit up and complain and cry all day, every day on social media about how there's no real black man representation. 50 Cent has made multi-millions off stereotypes of BLK men. He did not one, not two, but at least three TV shows centered around selling D rugs. The Liam dude who owns what's that app called where they do all that fighting and stuff, the baddies and stuff? A Bill K man on that app, and he puts out that horrible stuff about Bill K people and Bill K women, right? So this is what y'all glorify. This is who y'all are, and
How
again,
do
this is why. Hold on, stay
Uncle,
on
you
mute.
got a cash app for your question you about to ask. Send your cash app first, $5.
Yeah, that's what it's called, Zeus Network. Zeus is owned by a Bill K man, and look at the crap he put out. Like I said, 50 Cent whole TV show, the BLK movies that come out, they're all about smuggling,
No
selling
profanity in the
D
comments. I will
rugs,
mute you.
selling D rugs in our
Okay, just
community. That's
I
it.
just wanted you to respond to round because I need to still go around.
Okay,
Share the
okay.
live out to 20 people. I'm gonna be with you in a moment. Um, Uncle, go ahead and answer number one. I don't think you shared the live, but you could go ahead, but
no?
share
I
the live
shared it.
after.
I shared it. I shared it to 20 people, like you said.
Okay.
Um, um, Black men glorify the snake era. I think my mom. I'm gonna start here. My mom from Harlem, right? My mom used to hang around with all them dudes back in the day, right? I'm gonna tell you something, right? Black us in general, being as though we all struggled, and we all was in the struggle. A lot of us glorified it, women and men, even down to the TV shows and the media that we indulge in. We all glorify it. So to sit around and point fingers at the end of the day, we all look stupid because we all pointing fingers at each other when we know that we all glorify it. Bad Girls Club wouldn't be a thing if black women weren't the stars of it, no matter who put it up there. And that,
You said baddies wouldn't be a thing?
yeah, it wouldn't be a thing if it
What's
wasn't
that have to
starring
do
black
with D
women.
rugs? What does baddies
Because
have to do with D
because
rugs?
because I went there because that's something I heard just now. But but
Nope,
but
it
the
has
but the
no
but
correlation.
the
I'm gonna
all
need
right,
you
all
to
right, but
stand
listen,
on
mom,
business.
okay, can I talk? Can I
Hold on,
talk?
Uncle. I'm gonna let you talk, but I need you to stand on business.
I'm
Because you
standing
said,
on
hold
business.
on, I'm talking now. You said that men and women glorified it, and then you brought up baddies that have nothing to do with D rugs.
All right, let
It
me
is
get
the
off that.
men. You need to take
Let me
accountability,
get
not
off that.
stop
All right,
inviting
we
women.
all right, but we all need to take accountability as a
Why? If y'all the
collective
one was
because we
selling
all look.
it. Y'all was selling
Because you
it,
think
not the
women,
women.
Thelma from Philadelphia, she was a smug lord,
Because of her boyfriend made
and
her do it.
no, her boyfriend didn't make her do it because he deceased and she took it over. You understand what I'm saying? Like you can't keep pointing fingers and hating each other like this. Like this all we do. This all we do is sit around pointing fingers. So the same way y'all can say, "Oh, well, you ain't doing no changing." Y'all not doing no changing either.
All right,
We
let me
all
hear
just
Yeah,
it.
sitting
But
around
that's
being
your
fake.
stance. Let me
that's a
hear
fact.
Betty's response to what you
That's a
They
said.
don't
fact.
want to hear facts though. This will make
Hold
it
on,
bad. Y'all
Jerome. Let me
childish.
hear Betty's
Y'all
response to what
childish.
you said, Uncle.
Yeah, in order to avoid accountability, they always want to say women do it too. But
No,
look at the
I said
percentage
all of us
of, oh, I'm sorry, I
collectively.
thought I was
I
talking.
said all of us. I don't care
I
what
thought I
you
was
say or not. I don't
talking.
Let
care.
her
I thought I
I
was
don't
talk.
care.
talking.
I don't care.
I don't care what you're saying because she
Uncle
said, what
I
did
Philip.
don't care
Betty
what you
want to
saying.
say? What did Betty say? That's what she said. Not
Go
what
ahead. All
Uncle
right. Well,
think that
Go
Betty's
ahead,
gonna
man. You
say.
right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I can't hear what you're saying because I was supposed to be talking.
All right, go ahead.
You
Now,
see how
whenever
women
men
talk to
want to
us?
avoid, like, here go this
It's
drunk
See how
some
ass.
nasty
I
work.
disrespectful and
can't stay
childish
on
they
mute
are?
either.
The
Y'all
way
get
that
so
women
Disrespectful,
talk to us is
triggered.
That's why they're not
disrespectful
nasty.
and
married.
So
childish.
triggered
These women are
whenever I
single for a
speak.
Yeah, and
reason.
that's exactly why
You get
nobody
so
want them.
triggered whenever I speak. It's very
No, that's
sad.
exactly why
None of you men
black
have
men
any
don't want black
control.
women.
Like, can I
Black
even
You
men
get
don't
proved
to
the
want
talk?
black
point.
women.
Why
What?
Don't
would
get it
we want to
twisted. Don't
get
get
with
it
something
twisted.
like
I
that?
love black
No,
See,
women.
these are
I
Jerome.
not,
love
ladies,
You
black
will
these
women.
are
do us
not
all if we'll
examples of
say
I
that
want
black
and then
hands
men
go
on
with
pussy
somewhere
real
wife.
else.
I love
opinion
black women. I
because they
love black
can't
women.
even keep their mic on mute when somebody else is speaking. So
Hurry up
whenever
and
a man
speak.
wants to deflect, from the responsibility that they need to
Yo,
take,
this is exactly
they
why we
like to
can't deal with
say
these black
women
women.
do it
Don't
too.
deal with these black women.
And
Just run away from
when
them.
you look at the percentage of the men who are doing it versus the women who are doing it, it's like a 90 to 10, with men doing the majority
So what do
of
you say for a black
the
man like me?
doing the majority of the
What do you
harm.
say for a black
Look
man
at
like
the
me
prison
that go around
system
my
and
community and mentor the
look at
kids? What you
the
say about
Uncle,
that?
are you gonna
s
let her finish?
look at the prison system and look at
With the prison system,
the
a lot of y'all
violence
women
All
being
that's
right, well,
going
white
on
mistreated.
in
teen
our
people, why
community.
teen men
You
make
will
up
Why
the
y'all
prison
notice
going to
system?
try to
you
still
will
They make
make
notice
up
up?
that it's
majority of the
mostly the
prison.
men.
Y'all be trying to still
You will
make up.
notice, look at the essay rate, you will notice that it's mostly the men.
No, it's not the
Like,
It's
men.
so
mostly
this
white
is
Men
so
teen
don't
this
do
men
is the
then.
that. Men don't,
thing.
It's
hold on,
not
hold
that
on, hold on,
Let
white.
her
hold
Whenever
on.
see
finish.
y'all be
Okay,
getting
Men
y'all
don't do
Father,
that.
feelings hurt so
mute
bad.
everybody.
Men don't.
Mute
Look at y'all
Black
everybody.
men don't do
flashing.
Mom,
that.
mute
Sorry.
everybody. This is ridiculous. I said that we're gonna not talk over each other. Let's let her finish and then we'll let somebody respond. Go ahead, Bill K. Betty.
Yeah, so what I was saying is they love to say women do it too, but the majority of the harm is being done by the men. It's like the women are the minority, and instead of speaking
If
to
y'all
the
didn't like smut
majority,
dealers, if y'all didn't like smut dealers, they
see,
wouldn't be
look,
smut dealers. Y'all
I
love
can't
them.
hear
Y'all
anything that
love
you're
them.
saying, sir,
Y'all
because
love
I was
smut
supposed to
dealers.
be
Y'all love
speaking,
them. Y'all
not
love them.
you. I can't hear you because I was supposed to be speaking. So yeah, it's just another way to deflect because they don't want to take accountability. And if they can put some accountability on the woman,
One
that's what
second,
they are
Bill K.
going to
Betty.
do.
Uncle, you've been dropped
So
with a money pow pow. Hold on, Bill K. Betty. Uncle, you have been dropped with a money pow pow. If anybody wants to save Uncle's spot, just send anything higher than a money pow pow. Go ahead, Bill K. Betty.
and I'm just going to land here. If you want women to take accountability for the problems that's going on in the community, you need to pick something where the women are actually doing the majority of it. You can't even say the unalivings of children is done from the woman because over the age of 8, it is the men overwhelmingly that are unaliving these children. You can't even say that. Okay. So when it comes to the D-rugs in the community,
Actually, we could say
the
that.
men are the ones that are doing
Where
it.
would you get that? Hold on, that was
You
wrong
are
that
doing
you
the
just said.
majority of the crime, sir, and you need to
First
take
off, all y'all do
accountability.
is do
And that's
abortions.
it. I'm gonna
You can't
All
land
y'all
say
do
that.
is
there.
You gotta
do
say
abortions.
AB. If you
Abortions.
Betty,
Poetic.
and
AB.
I'm gonna speak before Jerome
That's
She
starts.
all
hold
she
y'all
on,
let
do
hold
is
on,
do
I'm
is
Uncle,
trying
Uncle,
to
on the
speak.
abortions.
You
next
have no
person, you
freaking
guys.
What are you
no
talking about
gratitude. They
here?
don't. I have to get in
Jerome,
where I
hold
fit
on.
in.
Jerome, hold on. Jasmine, go ahead.
Thank you.
after Jasmine.
Yeah, so I'm gonna play this little short response to that because you know I love AI, but I was listening to this and I want us to go from there, right? Because Jerome, here's a
It's gonna
breakdown
be timed.
that ties together the SM era, glorification of violence, and the hypocrisy being discussed in that live. What's the SM era? SM equals smack era, cold word for pimp culture, street control, and dominance over women. Think smack a chick into place energy. This era is rooted in hypermasculine exploitative behavior, where a man's worth is shown through how much control he has, money, women, fear. It glorifies things like pimping women, street credibility through violence, misogyny disguised as game. Names like Cartel and 30 Rounds. These usernames glorify violence, gang culture, and weaponry.
These men project a tough guy or outlaw persona tied to black trauma and survivalism, but rebranded.
Yo, she got issues. I like she got issues. But I'm not even gonna say the issue.
We don't hear nothing, Jasmine.
These men accuse black
God.
women
Oh God.
code for being soft, submissive, expressive, or self-focused. But here's the contradiction. They shame women for being feminine or healed, while they glorify a toxic past rooted in violence and control, the same systems that harmed both black men and women. They want traditional, healed women without letting go of the damaged, survival-based identity they glorify, the SM era. In essence, they're still living in the trauma while asking women to live in the healing. Full circle. So when black men with usernames like Cartel and 30 Rounds criticize women for not acting black enough or being too white acting, while still glorifying the smack era, they're 1. Reinforcing the very cycles that broke down black families. 2. Projecting control issues onto women while avoiding their own healing.
Yes.
Using masculine identity by tying it to dominance and violence instead of leadership and responsibility.
Yes.
If you like, I can help you turn this into a video script or caption for TikTok.
Well, because I use it for TikTok, whatever. But that's all I wanted to say. Carry on. I land my plane there.
Wow, that was groundbreaking. Let's get it to 50K,
Never do that
guys.
again,
Hold
please.
on. Let's get it to 50K. Oh my gosh. Oh. Now, okay. Let's send some daily heart me's, you guys. And let's also make sure we're tapping. I know you guys are enjoying the live, but let's make sure we're getting the likes up and also send some daily heart me's. I enjoyed that AI message. And it's very funny that, BOK Betty pointed out, his name is Cartel. He is the exact demonstration of the prompt. BOK men glorified the smack era. He came up just in time. If you could read out the first question on the prompt and answer it. Oh, let me say this really quick before M go. M, 1 second. You guys have to save your spot. Anybody can save Tori's spot or Uncle Stack's spot. They're requesting up, but they've been dropped with a money pow pow. Send anything higher than a money pow pow to save their spot. Or Unc and Tori, y'all can also save your spot yourself. M, go ahead.
All right, thank God that's over. First of all, I'll go ahead and read this prompt. BLK men glorify the SM era. No, we don't glorify that era, right? And I don't see how people can even say that, because you have to have some numbers to actually objectively say we glorify that. You got to have some sort of statistics, some sort of backing for why you're gonna go ahead and put out that narrative. I can say there's more BLK men in college than there are in any sort of federal penitentiary or incarcerated. Does that mean we then glorify education, right? Because the evidence there would show that we are more studious than we are breaking the law. But we have these narratives that try to push out that we are breaking laws, trying to be hood, trying to be gangsta, because of music that we don't control, images that we don't control, and trying to make it out that every BLK boy out here is trying to grow up and trying to be like some sort of gangster or smell drugs. Most BLK men don't engage in that behavior, but the narrative you guys want to put out is that we do that. I think that's really foolish. I think it's really, really foolish to try to put out that narrative. So I'll go ahead and just reiterate, no, we do not.
Don't reiterate. Okay, Don't reiterate the first time. All right. We'll come back to you, M. Tyler, if you can answer number 1. And then we're going to try open panel again. Let's see if everybody not talk over each other.
Gotta say, I agree with the last guy. Like, yeah. Black men glorify the SM crack era. Yeah, like I said, I can't agree with that. I mean, I don't know what kind of BLK men but I don't. Yeah,
When you say you, who you
Honestly,
talking to?
I mean, you as the panelist, I mean, you made it because you probably, agree with that statistic. I mean, I never heard,
You meaning the
as
panelists or me as the host?
you as the host.
Okay,
Yeah.
so why are you being
And
disrespectful? Because you already know my topics. Just be random
I'm
topics. You
not
can
trying to
see
be
my live.
disrespectful. I'm just
Okay,
saying,
so
like,
you just said probably the men you know. That was disrespectful. Can you just answer the prompt without including me?
okay, I disagree, ma'am. And red pill movement is another way to destroy the BLK community using BLK, man. I absolutely out mostly disagree with that. You BLK women are upset by the red pill movement because it woke BLK men up. As a matter of fact, it woke us up to not put up with this stupidity from the BLK women. You guys want BLK men to be simps for you. Like we're not, y'all are not. That's the problem with these BLK women. I'm no disrespect, but some of I encountered, y'all have this entitled mindset. You're not entitled to anything. We don't owe you anything. You have to earn it. You have to earn that. How do you think other, cultures, how their women treat their men? They earn the man's respect.
All right, Tyler,
What
stop
is
right
the
there. Give
woman
me a
bring to the
second.
table?
Oh my god.
What does she
Okay, let me chime in. Tyler, give me a second. You can stand on business on the
Hey,
panel.
hun, the truth hurt.
Hold on, cartel mute. Give me 1 second, you guys. I asked everyone to stay on mute. Let's get the likes up to 60K. I'm about to go to open panel. When we go to open panel, let people land. People who are talking, be mindful of how long you're talking so other people can talk. Let people land. Please, the person talking, say I mute my mic or mute your mic. Sorry, mute your mic or say that you land so that people will know and then the next person can go. I want to do open panel where I'm not calling on anyone. The only way we're going to do that is everybody don't start talking over each other. Now, before we do that, let me just say this. Cartel is deceiving all of you guys. Cartel is married to a BOK woman. Okay, he's trying to make it seem like it's something wrong with loving and marrying a BOK woman.
Married to a
No, there's
wifey
nothing
woman.
wrong with that. And he's deceiving y'all. See, y'all gonna end up single and lonely like him, whacking off while you're listening to Cartel while he sleep with his black wife. Okay. And then another thing they like to tell y'all, oh, you got to go get a petite woman. You got to go get a skinny woman. White Cartel is hugged up with a nice thick lady at night, stroking that thing, making it jiggle from the back. But he wants y'all to be with some bone structure woman or a woman that look kind of like a child. Okay. So he's giving you guys a false message and he doesn't even live by it. And that's why y'all single now. Listening to red pill men like Cartel.
actually,
Let's get the
ma'am, can I
open.
say
Hold
one
on.
thing?
You're married to some skinny Asian woman that's not even cute. Jazz Doll, go ahead and chime in and then open panel.
Yeah, and you're definitely not lying because his wife has came up on the panel a few times, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, but let me
So,
say this. She is thick though and pretty though. Shoot.
yeah,
Not on
so
Sling
she's
that way,
definitely
but she is thick and pretty.
right. After this red pill awakening that y'all have, followed the lonely male epidemic. So it really hurt y'all in the long run. Y'all look crazy with this whole red pill movement because it didn't get you access to women. It didn't do anything for you. When y'all were quiet and wasn't on this crap, y'all had more. Actually, CNN did a whole article about it when they were talking about before Kevin Samuels came out that a lot of black women had reported that they were in happy, loving relationships with BLK men. But when this whole red pill Kevin Samuel when this red pill
Don't
Kevin
run
Samuels
now,
helped
Samuels
me
movement,
strive.
Cartel.
hold on, Tyler,
Hold
stay on
on.
mute.
Don't run now, Cartel. Now that I put him out there about his wife, he leaving. Go ahead, Jazz
Right.
Doll.
So a lot of BLK women were like, "Hey, I was in a happy, loving relationship with my BLK man," and then this Kevin Samuels Red Pill movement came out, and then all of a sudden we saw a switch, and now it's this lonely epidemic. I'm about to land here. Tyler is on a panel. What y'all are going to witness from Tyler tonight? He's going to mention his skinny, bad built, big face Asian wife about 30 times. Why? I guarantee y'all he is. He's gonna mention her because he vicariously lives through her, right? He wants to be an Asian woman so bad. When she's at work, he has her shoes and her wigs and her heels on, prancing around making donuts and egg rolls. So I just want y'all to pay attention to what Tyler is about to do. I yield.
So, I just want to say, I don't know what Tyler talking about. I say when these men don't have a good point, they just like to deflect. Like he over here talking about earning, I don't know, a good relationship with a man or whatever you talking about. Like nobody cares. We talking about the first topic, which has to do with BLK men glorifying the smack era. I don't know what tangent you went off on, but I really think that you need to
The
no,
other prompt.
sir,
It's called
sir.
reading
Go with the
comprehension.
no,
You lack
you
that.
didn't go with
You
the
lack
prompts.
that.
You didn't go with the prompt. You over here talking about relationships, all right? And I just want to bring it back full circle to what we were actually talking about. Now, M said that we don't have a choice in what's being put out. And that is a lie. We influence what's being put out. They only put out what they know is going to sell, and they know what's going to sell by what we say that we like. And if we're over here again glorifying um D rugs and pew pews and all the other kind of stuff, then that's what they're going to put out. All right. Everything is not about the YT man getting over on us. A lot of the things that are going on in our community is because we did it to ourselves. Power. 50 Cent put that out. Snowfall. John Singleton put that out. New Jack City. John Singleton put that out. Wait. Oh no, boys in the hood.
Is she
Sorry,
really
boys in the
listening
hood.
to
Boy,
50
sorry,
Cent?
sir.
Oh,
Jerome.
hello.
Jerome.
Hold on.
Nobody's
What
I
we
can't
do
hear
right
what you're
here?
saying because I was
What
speaking.
we do
She
right
said
here?
when I mute my mic, then you can go.
No,
Right? So
the
she said
thing
when I
is,
mute
Bro,
my
the
come
thing
mic,
is,
you
on.
can
with a
That's why
lot
go.
of
we
y'all
can't
women,
do open panel when you interrupting.
So, Boys in the Hood, John Singleton put that out. Let me see. New Jack City, this guy, Mario Van Pebbles, put that out. That is another black man. All right. You want to
another
talk
black
about
man.
the oh sorry,
But
I can't
those
hear
black
you
men
speak
make
because
money.
I'm
That's
speaking.
good
All I
money.
hear is womp 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 Charlie
Mods,
Brown because I'm
y'all can mute
speaking.
people interrupting at this point.
Jay-Z, Nas, Snoop Dogg, Lil Wayne, Tupac, Biggie, they were all rapping about D-Rugs and GANG activity. These are black BLK men that put that out. They didn't have to do it. They wanted to because they wanted to make money. So stop. I'm so sick and tired of it's the YT man's fault for the things that we should be taking accountability for.
What's that
And
though?
I land there.
You say that.
And
Can I,
making the
but
Well,
sound
hold
like
on,
can
he's
hold
Nicki
I,
on, hold
Minaj
on,
shaking
hold on,
can
ass
hold
I,
all
on.
can
day.
I, can I piggyback something
When
that
I
Black
live
Betty
day to
said?
day,
So it
I
looked like
don't ever say.
Sin was going first. So let's go Sin, then Jerome, then back to open panel.
Yeah, let me just ask just to piggyback on what Black Betty said and what was said before about, well, it was everybody, because they do tend to always go into this, well, it was all of us, it was both sides. Let's get one thing straight. Back in the 80s and 90s, black women were all about being that rider. We wanted to be by his side, see him through it all, and whatever he was down for, we was with it. We was gonna have his back regardless. And that is how a lot of women got into that fell behind D-boys. I'll put it to you like that because that's what we used to call them. That's how a lot of them fell behind D-boys. Now, here's the sad part about it. Those were black women following male leadership because we actually believed in that stuff back then. That was them following. That was them supporting. That was them having their man's back. And now you see, after the consequences have been laid out and we can look back, and hindsight is 2020, now what are they trying to do? Now they're whipping you and slapping you upside the head for doing it. They're whipping you and slapping you upside the head for doing it, while still telling us to do it again. But this time behind the red pill movement. At some point, black women, we're going to have to say no, and we're going to have to stop. Now, I'm with Jerome. They need to stop especially people like Jerome. Stop dealing with us all together. I am so glad that Jerome is going to go and get him a Hispanic woman. Hey, and I'm glad for you too, Tyler. I'm glad. Because the last thing we need are black men like y'all in the community bringing it and pulling it down, either because of self-hate or because, well,
Hold on, Sin.
Jerome.
Don't be disrespectful. His name is Kim Lee, not Tyler.
Well, Kim Lee, whatever you call it. You know what I mean? We don't need any more self-hating black men in the community. We got enough of them. We got enough people tap dancing. We got enough of that. If you want to go into that Asian community, you are welcome. We do not miss you. Drone, if you want to go into the Hispanic community, trust me, we do not miss you. The one thing we trying to do is get men like you away from us and away from our young women. Y'all could go over there, stay, be married. If you're on top of the ground or under it, we could care less. Just leave us alone.
Wow, 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 wow. That was groundbreaking. Jerome, go ahead and chime in.
Yeah, so what I'll say is, you don't have to tell us to leave you alone. We run away from y'all.
After
Nah,
Jerome, we're going to Peaky.
hold on. A
Don't tell
man
me
with
hold
a
on.
with a man with a
Well,
good
hold on,
sense.
Jerome. 1 second. After you're done, we're gonna go to Pinky. Also, Jerome is married to a BOK woman. Well, no, he's not. He's not married, but he has a living girlfriend, smashing her all every day. But she's a BOK woman. But he hasn't put a ring on her finger and honored her.
That has nothing to do
Yeah,
with
her name is Hood Booger.
Jazz Dog, come on. No, the point is,
actually.
Sin was saying that he needs to leave the community, but he has a BOK woman living with him, but he hasn't put a ring on it.
Okay, but
No,
can
I
I?
have rings. I have rings.
She
So-
definitely got a
so
ring on
please
it.
Understand that.
Yeah. So I don't know what she
And
talking
if
about.
you want to know my nickname is JoJo.
Yeah.
The
So,
nickname
my-
JoJo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hold on. Can I speak or can I not speak?
Go ahead, Jerome.
Okay. So the issue is this: a lot of BLK men, they need to stay away from y'all BLK women. The way
Jerome,
y'all
you've been
talk,
dropped
the
with
way
a
y'all
money pow
act.
pow.
Well, hold on.
Jerome, you've been dropped with a money pow pow. Anybody can save Jerome's spot. Just send anything higher than a money pow pow. Again, Jerome, you were dropped with a money pow pow. If anybody wants to save his spot, just send anything higher than a money pow pow. Peaky, welcome up.
I would love to say something just with my own words.
1 second. Peaky,
What's the
welcome up.
what's the word, poetic? How you doing? What's up, Jazz? What's up, girl? What's up, y'all?
Hey,
Hey, can you come back
Pinky.
to can you come back to me? I'm finna order this food real quick.
Okay, go ahead, Jasmine.
I want to say about that, and I'm glad whoever did that. Shout out to you. My mind was like fractured.
Yes, got you, sis. Thank you, Poe.
So many different layers of like Jerome. Earlier, people were accusing him of being inebriated, and like I like to have a good time. Personally, I'm from Cali. I like to do the puffing or whatever, but so that's one thing, right? But he was giving off like Jerome, and this Abby, right, is a chicken. So I just started thinking of like Looney Tunes with like the freaking like, I don't know. It was just funny to me. But besides that, I want to get back to being serious because that was such a clown show to me. And it reminded me of Poetic's freaking topic. BOK men glorify the SM era, right? They perpetuate these stereotypes, right? So how Jerome looked like that chicken off of Looney Tunes to me, we have these BOK men perpetuating and thinking that in 2025, they're still in the SM era. And that is freaking disgusting. And it's like, you need to grow up, Jerome. Yosemite Sam. I think that's that chicken, right? We're not in that era anymore. We are beyond that. We have actually, a lot of us have transitioned out of the SM era. So when any of us attach ourselves to athletes, to performers, whether they're in the rap era and they're men glorifying that era, or whether they're smack reds shaking their A's. It's the same exact thing. And who do we get it from? We got it from you, because it was cool to sit there and sell candy on corners, right? Sitting there getting a buck, basically shaking your A's, right? You shook it for a buck. Period. And now you're upset that now women are being taken care of by what? The government, because they protect us from you or us when we could be united, right? But they're like, absolutely not. The BOK woman is the beginning and the end. And I know that that bothers for you to hear that, right? Because I personally have a problem with men. Because I know real men. Real men are in here watching you sit there and get glazed up right now. Period. It's actually so shameful for them to be here listening to this, because I told them that there are men like you who are stuck in the beyond times, right? They're stuck in this SM era over there getting, you guys love to glaze each other up or whatever, right? And how is that working out for you not being a freaking real man? How is that working out for you being a laughing stock with a freaking Yosemite Sam Looney Tunes character as you're at drunk as hell because you are such a loser with your BOK woman that you were sitting there making a single mother? And I land my plane there.
Yeah, what she said. Let's go to Tyler. Tyler, what's your thoughts on what Jasmine said? And then we're gonna go to Gurr.
I really don't have anything, for Jasmine. She's miserable. She thinks, I don't know, like she's mad. A BLK man left her at the end of the day. So it's just like, whatever, Jasmine. Go kick rocks. And go be miserable. Go be miserable and be a single mother.
Wow. Be miserable and be a single mother. That's one of y'all favorite sayings, man. Oh my gosh. Woo. Okay, let's go to Gert. Gert, if you can answer the first question on the prompt, and then you could respond to anyone on the panel.
Black men glorify the whatever era. I don't want to say it. They absolutely do. They want to watch all. What did Jadakiss say? Think they Scarface, but they ain't seen the end of the movie. Literally, like they think the shit is cute. They think it's cool. Most of them is dusties. They don't really get money. Shit is really sad for real. I want to sympathize with like the ignorant niggas, because I know like how.
Well, let's not say the N word, and let's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No profanity. Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. I know how disenfranchised we are as a people, but I mean, we're gonna have to leave some of them behind. Even some of the fake ones that think they got it together, like Tyler. Just thinking that disrespecting a black woman is cute. It's like, that shit was lame. Like, that was weird. Like, the fact that you think you ate by calling a sister bitter instead of like trying to uplift her. Like, I'm gonna lay in there for now.
Wow. Came through swinging. Tyler sounding pretty lame. Peaky, let me know when you're ready. We're going to move on for now. Let's get open panel started. Let's start it with M. M, do you think what Tyler said was lame, and do you agree with Gurr?
I don't think necessarily Jasmine is a bitter single mom. I think she's just brainwashed by this hive mind virus known as BLK feminism that has absolved the BLK woman from accountability, from looking deeper, from improving, from seeing reality and focusing on delusion. I think that's really what's going on here. And if a lot of BOK women would just resist the brainwashing and actually think for themselves and see the reality of the situation that they're in and the BOK community is in, they might be able to give an accurate assessment of themselves. So, yeah, that's my stance on it. I just think that you just need to live in
Everything
reality.
but call him lame. She asked you, was he lame?
Only God can judge.
Yeah. See,
BOK
and
women understand the state that the community is in, and that's the reason why they have worked on getting their careers, education, becoming financially stable, buying homes, things of that such, entrepreneurship. Like women are actually working on that, and it's actually the feminists that are actually the ones that are working on that, and feminists are actually pro family, because if you look at the statistics, you will notice that the women who are out here getting married and actually do not are less likely to have children out of wedlock are the women with education and careers, which men like M keep on shooting down by saying that feminism
Do
like
BOK
is not a
women even
good
know what
thing.
feminism is? Do y'all even know what
I
feminism
can't
is?
hear you speak.
Honestly,
I can't
let's
hear
be
you
real.
speak
Lee,
because I was
Kim
speaking.
Lee, Kim Lee,
I can't hear
stop
you
that,
speak because I was
ma'am. Kim
speaking.
Lee, stop.
So, yeah, a lot of these men get triggered when, if you literally look at the statistics of the women that are actually out here getting careers, education, becoming financially stable, owning homes, and starting businesses, these are the feminists, and the feminists is actually making the community a better place. And also, they are also the ones that are increasing the birth rate. So, congratulations to you ladies for doing what you need to do. And also, feminists are actually have better relationships. If you notice, most of us are happen to be married, because we don't pick men from the manosphere. You notice that the men from the manosphere, these red pill men, most of them are divorced and single, and if they are in a relationship, they've been cheating on their wives. If you look at the woman on progressive TikTok, most of those women are married with men y'all like to call simps. Someone I'd marry promptly. And I just want to put that out there, Eileen.
No, I started speaking first since Spicy, whatever. I want to say this, right? Because I always clock the triangulation, right? Once again, people are like, Jazz is not be okay. When, if there was a measure to be okay with you being be okay in comparison to me being a copper colored, original, foundational American, you would be on the white tea scale, no matter how dark you are or how white tea you are. So I want to make that very clear that no, I'm not mixed. I'm 100% American, United States American, period. But the weird thing about what Tyler was talking about and the people who got dropped down, I don't like to dwell in the past, right? It's like, not emotionally intelligent, is that those people who are stuck in the SM era need to be left behind because it's very bitter, it's very sad and lonely there, and very disgusting. It's the allergies that we're trying to get rid of, right? Because I don't know about you, but when I walk outside, I don't see people in the corner selling their bottom parts, glazed up parts, or whatever, are candy. I would love to see some taco trucks on my corner, or whatever, but I just happen to be a product of my parents that got out of that era and didn't get left behind in their evolution. They left you behind in that era. And it's so far removed from me that I can't even take it serious. If you have those thoughts of still being in that reality, it means that you're delusional, and I would absolutely seek help because we do not exist in a movie such as Boys in the Hood anymore. It is 2025, not 1984, with your old A's type stuff or whatever. I land my plane there.
All right, let's go to Tyler really quick. Tyler, did you take heed to what Gert was trying to tell you, that you sound very lame and you should be trying to uplift BOK women, being that your mother's BOK woman?
How does that sound lame? I'm just keeping it 100, or keeping it. I'm just being real. Like, y'all BLK women, y'all don't know what feminism is. You can't. That's what really got to me is when whatever her name is, BLK Bet, she said, feminine and BLK women. Like, I laugh when I hear the word feminine and BLK women because they don't know what feminism is. Let's be real. Y'all don't know what it means to be feminine. Y'all need to go learn from the Asian women or the white women what it means to be a
No,
real
you
feminist.
don't know what it means.
I know what
Because
it means. I see my wife. My wife
you
is a
no,
feminist.
for real, you probably like men. And that's why you coming up here disrespecting black women that just want things to be better in our community. And anytime we try to enlighten one of you bubbleheads, you go to the disrespect. That lady didn't call nobody out their name, none of that shit. And you went into trying to disrespect her and assuming that she was bitter or something of the sort. You're corny. You fighting a white T man's war. You in his military, hoping for benefits, still to be left behind compared to your white T counterparts. That's the truth of the matter. Y'all really questioning their blackness. Y'all did the same type shit when it came to election time. Now y'all want to well, we didn't know. Why it was an open book test. You're
Not only
losers.
that, but this loser doesn't even know the
I
difference
see the
between
Cash App
feminism and
question. Go ahead,
feminine.
BLK Betty.
No, I'm just saying this idiot. I'm sorry, not this uninformed person on the bottom doesn't even know the difference between feminism and femininity. Like, this is why I say, like, this is probably why he went into the military and he probably like in the front lines. Because
Ma'am,
you're not out here
I'm an
running nobody. You're
information
not
tech.
leading nobody
I'm
in
an
the military. You
information
can't.
technician
You
in the
don't even know
military, ma'am.
basic
I
definitions.
have a
What does
bachelor's
feminism
degree.
mean?
What do you
What
have?
does
I
feminism
have a
mean?
bachelor's degree. What
What
do
does
you have?
feminism
I have
mean?
a answer the question. I have a
What
bachelor's
does
degree.
feminism mean?
I have a bachelor's degree. What do
You
you
don't.
have?
You don't.
I have
You
a
don't ask
bachelor's
questions in
degree.
here.
What do you have?
What does
Hold on,
feminism
Tyler.
mean?
You got to
Non-black
Cash App for
woman. That's
questions. Hold on, Tyler. You got to Cash App for questions. Come on. BLK Betty is supporting the platform. She Cash App for
you did
questions.
say questions were not allowed. Did you not for your
No, I
panel?
change
do
it
remember you
daily. I
saying that.
change it daily, Tyler.
I
So
see. Well, feminism is not BLK woman. There you go.
Well, can I answer Black Betty? Can I answer him? Can I say something talk to him for you? Well, here's the thing, Tyler. If you want to know, understand why Black women can't be feminine the way your Asian woman can be, is because Asian women did not go through the history that Black women have gone through over here in this country. Asian women weren't perceived as chattel. Asian women weren't raped. Asian women didn't watch their kids being sold off. Asian women weren't whipped. Asian women didn't have to go outside and pick that cotton. Asian women didn't have to go to those people's houses and nurse their babies nurse their babies, cook
Excuses,
meals,
right?
and all this other kind of stuff.
Excuses, right?
Right. Well, I mean, I guess it's the same the way Black men use the excuse that the government put the smack in the neighborhoods and they couldn't do nothing but help sell it. I guess it's the same kind of excuse that Black men.
Dang.
Yeah, it's the same kind of excuse. It's the same kind of excuse that Black men use as the reason why so many of them are in prison or won't go to school. And we know that's true because you're so vocal. You got a BA. I got a bachelor's degree. You're vocal about it because you know that a lot of Black men don't get it. That's your
Proud of
demographic.
that.
That's
I'm proud
right.
of that.
Right. But the thing of it is, the reason why you so proud of it is because you know that is not your demographic. But guess what? When somebody see you walking, they don't know you're that guy. You're the same as that demographic. You really ain't no different.
He also
Well,
forgot
you
that
don't have to
Asian
go.
women.
Well, you really don't have to go that far back, Sin, to make your point. The thing about it is, when you're talking about being feminine, it's
He
a
also
given.
forgot.
It's a give. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, girl. Hold on, girl. Hold on 1 second. You don't have to go that far back. When you're talking about a woman being feminine, it's a give and take thing. Women who are in their feminine energy is because of it's just because of the surroundings that they're in. Asian women get to are amongst men who are builders. Asian women are amongst men who have countered Wati supremacy. Asian men have created a system for them to thrive in. Asian women men are not afraid of BLK men to where they will set up shop in the BLK man's community and milk him dry, milk his community dry. So when you talk about a woman being feminine, basically the women are being feminine because their men are allowing them to be feminine. They are a protected class, right? If I give you, hold on one second.
But
If I get,
wait, hold
hold on,
on.
let me finish. Hold on, let me finish what I'm saying. If I
I'm
give
sorry,
you
honey.
if he gives me groceries, I'll give him a meal. If you give me
That's
a
how it
house,
should be.
I'll give you a home. So if BLK women are not feminine, Kim Lee, it's because BLK men are not masculine. Y'all have not given us an era to where we can
Y'all
rest
still don't
in
do
our
it when y'all get
femininities.
it.
Hold on, Kim Lee. You wouldn't know. You don't even know.
You've
Like
never given
Black
it.
Betty said, your Asian wife haven't even taught you the difference between feminine and feminism. So at the end of the day, you got a lot of work you need to do. Like she said, you're fighting the YT man's war and you're a secondhand citizen. So you need to deal with that instead of trying to crawl up
But
under
why?
some other Asian man's community.
Let's
But
let
he
Gert
doesn't
get
even
in.
know what's going on because why he's hold, but what he but why he's saying he's bringing up Asian women. That's who started 4B. The 4B movement was started by Asian women. They're literally really unaliving y'all. Like they're taking this more serious than anybody. They're shaving their heads. They're literally not laying with y'all. Just because you bagged one when she was broke and desperate, don't think you cushy.
Ma'am,
They literally
ma'am,
started 4B.
she's a
Do you know what
physician
4B is?
assistant
Because you're
with a master's
conflating that
degree.
with being feminine, which is stuff that y'all made feminine. And anything that y'all wanted to be correlated with a woman, that's what y'all made. I'm talking. I'm talking. I'm talking. I'm talking. I'm not your Asian wife. You will not overspeak me. Let's start there. But more than anything, you better be glad you bagged Little Miss Submissive while you could. They started 4B. Do your research. It's far more intense than feminism. We just want to respect. They're in their heads. They're hoping you're not attracted anymore because they're when they decided to damn. Read a
It was very choppy, whatever, since it's back to open panel. I heard all of that, right? She was like basically saying,
Fix her Wi-Fi.
wow.
It
Well, I'm
sucks.
talking before you
Maybe pay
tired.
for a
Why do you have
better.
no self control? You hear
I'm
me
sorry,
talking.
can
Hold
y'all
on,
Your
hold
hear
on,
internet
really
me?
sucks and
quick,
it's not
really
choppy.
quick.
I couldn't
Hold
hear
on,
what she
Tyler.
said. I'm just being
No,
honest.
Gert, you have red bars. You were really choppy the whole time. Um, Gert, we're gonna come back to you. You got red bars and people can't hear you chopping. Let's let Peaky answer the prompt.
Appreciate it. Black men glorify smack era, the smack era. Man, see, it's tough for me to answer just because, like, I can understand. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say it like this. I would, I would prosecute the user, the buyer, not the seller. within the community. So, you know what I'm saying? My answer does recognize the benefits of like, you know, like learning how to move units and you know what I'm saying, at least having some access to some sort of money, or you having an opportunity to build a relationship with money. Um, so black men glorified. I think the corny ones do because, I mean, I think like real street dudes know like you ain't really a street dude if you don't regret it at the end. And that's what I got to say about that. But yeah, so I want to say this about Tyler is I think corny is the right word. Like you can tell from his rhetoric and his approach and his presentation, that he corny. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I think it's safe to assume like women make him nervous. So basically, red pill, you know, allows these beta babies to place their anxiety, and it comforts them with the disdain and the strong hatred, the misogyny towards women, right? Um, but in reality, you know what I'm saying? He just afraid and he feel like he never had the opportunity. I'm gonna land right there.
I also want to say, let's be very clear, y'all, and let's have an honest conversation. BLK men do not get the top tier women of other men's community. They usually get the overweight, unattractive, masculine women that the Asian men and the YT men don't want.
How
So
did I
while
bag
he's
an
sitting up
Asian
on,
girl with
hold on,
with a
Kimberly,
master's
Kimberly,
degree? How did
Kimberly,
I bag
Kimberly,
an
go back
Asian
up,
woman with a
Kimberly,
master's
Kimberly,
degree? Explain
Kimberly, go
that.
on mute.
My
Kimberly, go
wife
on
has a
mute. By
master's
Kimberly,
degree.
Kimberly, go on mute, go on mute. By red pill definition, by her having that degree, she's masculine, right? That's a masculine, big, broad shouldered, big hand, masculine, tight eyed Asian woman. Just be honest. She's unattractive, and Asian men don't even want her. Asian men don't even want her. So let's be very clear. But with that being said, see, he thinks her. Hold on, let me finish. Like, so let's be very clear. He thinks her degree is her beauty because clearly she must not be attractive, and that's why he keeps honing in on her having a degree. But I told
The
y'all he
military,
bought.
she's not
I
overweight like
told y'all.
most BLK women
I
are.
told y'all. I
She's not
told
fat
y'all.
like most
I
BLK
told y'all
women.
earlier. I gave her disclaimer that he was gonna vicariously live through that donut maker. So let's be very clear. Let's be very. She
Very
may
more
not be
much
fat, but I
attractive than
guarantee
you
you
guys.
she's not
Very
attractive.
much attractive than all of you
I
BLK
guarantee
women
you
in
she's
here.
not attractive.
She's more
But
attractive
that's
than
the
all you
thing.
BLK women in here.
Hey
Yeah,
man,
only in
chill
your
out, bro.
dreams.
You tweaking now. Like it ain't even that
He's
serious. Like
see
you
Show
don't
a
see
even
picture
gotta
Pinky
of
do
he
that.
her. Show a picture
see
of her.
Pinky he
Wait,
see Pinky he sucks
hold
on a
on,
lot of egg
Jasmine.
rolls.
One second. Tyler, could you put her on your backdrop? Hold on. Tyler, can you?
Disclosing personal information. Sorry,
I
I don't need
bet
Okay,
to
you
well,
reveal that
don't.
to BLK
don't
women.
cover her face and just show her silhouette. Just go ahead. Cover her face.
I'm not
Now
gonna
y'all
do
know.
that. I'm not gonna waste my time to do that. No,
Well
thank
then
you.
stop bringing her up. Well then if you don't feel comfortable showing her,
Will do.
stop
It
bringing
makes you
her
guys
up.
feel insecure.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah,
why.
because
You
you the
BLK
one that's
women are
you the look. You
insecure.
the one that sits on her
Y'all are
egg rolls. You
insecure.
the
I'm
one that sits on her egg
sorry.
roll, not
I'm
us.
sorry.
You're the one
Jazz,
obsessed with her, right?
Jazz,
So
may
let's be
I?
very clear. Hold on, let me finish. So let's be very clear. He vicariously lives through her education. This man has not spoken nothing of who she is as a person. He lives vicariously through her
Well, Tyler,
race
can we
and
see
her
you?
education.
Hold on, Jazz Dog. Tyler, can we see you?
See my profile picture. I'm not showing you anything. I don't need to show you anything.
Don't talk to me crazy.
Here's the
On
thing.
that
Hold on,
profile
Wait,
pic, we cannot see you on that profile
hold on.
picture.
Educated dad on the right, and there's me on the left, highly educated.
John is
I mean,
ugly. This John is.
It says you can say I'm ugly, but at the end of the
I'm
day, I'm
just
married. I'm
imagining.
happily married. I have a degree. You don't have a
Wait,
degree.
Tyler,
I have
A
a
Tyler,
month,
brain.
Tyler,
Imagine
Tyler,
Tyler
15,
around his
16K a month.
Imagine
You can't
Tyler
say that,
around
can
his
you?
wife's
go to
family.
Tyler,
Imagine Tyler
Tyler.
around his wife's family. How much
But
extra he got
that's
to do to feel validated. Imagine. You hear
what
me?
he doing now, right?
Master's degree. I grew up in the suburbs. What can all you say?
He,
I have a bachelor's degree. What can you
I grew
say?
up in the South. I grew up well off. That don't mean anything. But that don't mean that my dad sold out. That's completely and totally on you.
And also, Tyler, you do realize the fact that you put so much energy into black women just shows that you're sorry you did not get one. You are mad that
Of
you did.
Cole, you
Tyler,
guys need a sense of
Tyler,
reality. That's the problem. You live in the
Tyler,
delusion.
Tyler, no, you live in a delusion.
Oh, I just said
You smell of regret and anger that you did not get a black woman. You
He's so
smell
mad.
of it.
He's so
Anytime,
The rest of my
mad.
life,
Tyler,
man. I'm
Tyler,
sad for the
Tyler,
rest of my life.
Why are y'all all
Tyler.
talking at the same time? Hold
I
on,
was-
Jasmine.
I was-
Hold on, seeing Jasmine. Sin is talking.
Because Tyler was talking over her, but you know.
Yeah, but now it just sounds like all of us are screaming.
I hear you. Then go
You
ahead.
guys, come on. No, Jazz Doll, stop bullying people.
I just wanted to say something really
Hold
quick.
on, I'm talking.
What?
I'm not trying to bully Jasmine. If I made you feel bullied, I apologize. That's not what my intentions were.
But hold on, but Jasmine, I was talking. Now, when I started talking and you was talking, you told me to be quiet. So
No, I was trying to stop Tyler. My apologies. Go ahead, Sin.
okay. So Tyler, I mean, you can say all the stuff that you want. You can say all what you want to. You know what I mean? Like I said, you smell of it. Every time you come up here, and it's just like these women said, you don't talk about anything that of substance about your wife, and you use her as a token all the time
To show that
And you
I
try to
achieved
use
more
her as
than
a
most
guy-
of you women have ever
that,
achieved.
but you haven't
I have a
achieved- you
degree.
haven't
I have the
achieved
wife.
anything.
I
You
have
haven't
the
achieved
stability.
anything.
I have
Tyler,
everything I need.
Tyler,
I have the
you haven't
foundation.
achieved
I grew up in
anything.
a good family.
You
What
have
can you all say?
have not achieved anything. You haven't achieved anything. All you have achieved is showing everybody in these comments and on this panel that the one thing you regret most is not being able to be with a black woman because she wouldn't choose
I
you, and
stopped
she
going
wouldn't
for those
choose you
BLK
because you were
women when I
lame.
was 14, 15 years old. Let's be real.
Tyler, when you were 14 and 15 years old, the black girls could see the self-hate in you then. You were the
It was
same.
because I was whitewashed, I
tap
guess. I
dancing-
wasn't black enough for them.
Well, no, it didn't have nothing
I
to do
wasn't
with
black
being
enough for them.
whitewashed. It ain't got nothing to do with being black enough. You just hate yourself. And I think you need to, that's something you need to get control of. I feel sorry for that Asian woman. Because, I mean, they up here talking about her. That Asian woman ain't did nothing to us. She ain't did nothing to me. But the way you hate yourself and the way you talk about her, you objectify your own wife to the point where she's not even a person. She's just a thing to you. She's just some thing to wield like a bat or a shovel. You just shoveling her around like ish. But y'all know what I'm saying. You don't love that woman. You just want to use her. That's the sad part about it. You don't love yourself. So it's impossible
Your wife
for you
is
to
a
love
reflection
her,
of who you
which
are
is
as
why-
a person.
Well,
Not some
no,
BLK
no,
woman.
no.
I had to represent myself right.
Because I need to chime in after Sin. Sin, if you could go ahead and leave.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing. Your wife is not a representative of who you are as a person. What you say, how you act, that's who you are. That's what represents you. And like I say, you just a self-hating black man. I'm at the point where I'm kind of feeling sorry for you. Because you almost like Steve Urkel who didn't get the girl.
He already admitted that on a different live that the BLK women rejected him because he wasn't the cool kid and the toxic kid. He did admit that for those who were here. King, you just came up. You need to share the live out to 20 people. And then we'll
Shared
get
it already.
Okay, well, I didn't see it, so go ahead and share it again, please. BLK Betty, you did a Cash App. Go ahead.
Yeah, I already shared it.
Okay, go ahead and do it again because I didn't see it. It's free to share.
Yeah, I really don't have nothing to say to him because he keeps on deflecting the conversation onto relationships when this conversation has nothing to do with relationships, and he's it's literally talking about the smack era and whether or not BLK men glorify it. So, I mean, I really can't take him seriously, and I'm a land there.
Yeah, I shared it again.
Appreciate the support. I was gonna go back to Gerb, but I think she was having a problem with her.
Bring this up too. For somebody that's supposed to be happily married, the fact that he is so concerned about who he perceives as single woman, because we literally got actually I think every woman on this panel is either in a relationship or married, one fiance, Like, like
Congratulations! How much did your man spend on your ring?
sir,
I spent about
even Pinky,
15K on my wife's ring.
Pinky is also married. So all this stuff about, oh, you grew up in a two family, like we all, like most of us did.
You guys don't have
like,
a ring
like,
to show
you're not
for it,
special.
do you?
Oh,
My
you
woman
have a
can say
degree.
that.
Like Jasmine is literally sitting with multiple degrees on her wall. Like, sir, you think like you're not doing anything. You're
Social
not
work,
you haven't achieved
social
anything.
work,
You haven't
bachelor's
achieved
degree,
anything that we haven't achieved.
certifications, military.
Black
None
man,
of
you're
your
I can't
shit.
hear
repeating
you
her.
because I'm
Damn, you
speaking.
probably
I
spent
can't hear you.
15K on a
herself.
fake watch.
I can't hear you because I'm
Hold on.
speaking.
She's repeating
Right?
herself though. Like you're just
No,
repeating the same
no,
thing over
I
and
You
over
can't
don't
hear
need
you
again.
to
because
get
you're
Like
into that.
I'm
speaking.
Just wait
So
until
like,
you
this
can
is
we
get
the
go
called
to a
on.
this is
Let
the
her
different
land
person?
her
thing.
plane.
You are way
Pinky,
too
Pinky, you have
concerned
Stop
like the
saying
with
my
weirdest.
who
name, bro.
other
You have
Stop
a
people
saying my
are
name.
homosexual
sleeping
name though.
with.
Like change your
And
name
I
Stop
to
would
saying my
really
name.
like
But I'm
it
just
if
Damn.
you
saying
actually.
she's
I can't hear you
repeating
Let
because
her
herself.
finish
she asked me
talking,
what
bro.
I was supposed
She's
to be
repeating
saying.
herself,
She
man.
asked
That's
me what
not
I was
even
supposed to be
Tyler
saying.
now.
Pay
That's
attention to
King.
the
That's King
surroundings.
interrupting.
Listen,
Yeah. So
I'm trying to
yeah, and
go. I'm trying to go. I'm
I'm a
trying to
land
talk.
here.
It's
Look,
just
I'm a
so
land here.
Nigga,
You
your
are way
opinion ain't
too
that expensive.
concerned as a married man.
Man, why you have to clear your throat before you talk, man?
it's so
Listen,
offensive. You don't even pay attention to context
this dude went. I gotta
nonetheless,
say something.
like what are we talking about? And
All
it's
right,
not
All
even
right, you
Jasmine.
guys,
Because
I'm
I
gonna
got a
chime in
raspy
because
voice.
hold
Ma'am,
on, hold
what's
on.
your degree
I'm
in?
gonna chime in because
Nigga had to
this
clear
is
his throat before he talk.
education, biology.
everyone mute. I'm gonna chime in because everybody's talking over each other again. Ola, welcome back. You can share the live out to 20 people. King, you can answer the first question on the prompt and then respond to anyone on the panel.
All right, the first question: Red Pill movement is another way to destroy the black community. Nah, the Red Pill movement
That's
is
not
pretty.
the first question, dickhead.
Hold on, brother. Hold
He
on.
did that on purpose. Thank you, Picky.
Hold on. Y'all tough on TikTok. Let me slap you anyway. Black man glorify crack area. No, that's
Why are you
false.
gonna say the word? You've been watching this live for a couple hours. I'm just gonna drop you. I'll bring you back, but I don't know. You really annoy me for some reason. Answer the prompt and use TikTok friendly language. Yeah, I don't even drop people, but
So let me say this real quick, right? What I witnessed just now with Jasmine and Jazz Doll, right? Like you saw how Jazz Doll bullied Jasmine, which
answer
is the
the prompt.
sisterhood, right? Which I'm gonna get to the prompt.
No, you gotta answer the prompt first. Are you
He's
new
not.
here?
That's
Can
a
we
white
just let
suit
him talk?
again.
I want to hear what he has to say.
Are
He's
you
not
new
going to answer
here?
it.
Answer the prompt first. Oh, he's white tea?
Black man. What are you talking about?
Okay, answer the prompt.
All right, yes to the prompt. Okay, so what with Jazz Doll, right? And
Expound. I knew he was annoying. Expound. Unmute your mic, King.
mute my mic again. I'm leaving. All right, the king is here. Stop muting.
I don't talk to her like that. Get your
What I'm
motherfucking dusty ass.
If you,
so Jazz,
if I,
what we just
You see how
witnessed.
aggressive and
I'm just gonna
hostile these
drop you.
BOK women get?
Hold on. He said if I mute it again, he's leaving. I'm just gonna drop him. That was hilarious. He is so annoying. Like some people are just like.
And Tyler, now that you can hear me, Asian women started the 4B movement. So while you up here talking about feminism, which you didn't even know the meaning of, you were conflating feminine and feminism because you're slow and your wife is desperate and held on to you, and you called I'm
Okay.
talking. I'm not your wife. Don't play with me. But you call her before that movement, and you're going to lose her as soon as she realizes.
All right, girl, hold on. I was talking.
You
So
shut
Jazz
up.
Doll
You're going to shut up.
and Jasmine.
You're
Hold on.
going to shut up.
I didn't finish what I was saying. Hold
You're
on.
going to shut up or I
So
will literally
Jazz
pay to
Doll
drop you.
and
What do you want to
Jasmine, what
do?
you gotta
No
just witness.
You
comments
want to
on
shut
drop.
up?
No comments on drop.
Hold on. So
No,
what you
shut
just
up.
witnessed,
Shut up.
is a sisterhood,
Shut,
right? You
shut
notice how
up.
Jazz Doll bullied Jasmine, and the
All
reason why
right.
Jasmine got bullied
Just
is
go ahead and drop them. I'm sending the money to
she's
you
a little
now.
bit
Just
lighter.
drop them. Just drop them.
She's a
Trust me on
mulatto.
this,
She's not
bro.
even black, right? So Jazz Doll wanted to bully, and we witnessed this a lot of times in the black community, right? Where like the darker skin complected brothers,
Bye.
sisters,
Shut up. Bye.
bullied like the lighter skinned girls,
Shut up.
right?
Bye.
The
My
sisterhood
father
is the
is
sisterhood is
biracial.
I
My
can't
popping.
father
believe
is
he's doing
biracial.
this
You
They
feel me?
really
colorism
don't like each
stuff.
other. Black women really don't like each
King,
other.
you've been
I
dropped with a
literally,
money
it's
pop
It's
pop.
not.
Hold
prop.
on, Gert, 1 second.
Black
Gert,
women
one
hate on
second.
each other.
Tyler, 1 second. King, you've been dropped with a money pow pow. If anybody wants to save his spot, King, including you, just send anything higher than a money pow pow. I can't believe he's trying to triangulate the women by like colorism talking points. Oh, that's so sad. Gert, go ahead and continue. Gert, are you there? Unmute your mic.
Tyler, your wife just missed 4B. And she probably may even still have missed it because she was just so desperate to escape her circumstances that she ran off with someone like you. That's the truth. That's the truth. You think that you're saying something as somebody that's this great person. You guys are literally snagging bottom of the barrel. Pretty comes in bottom of the barrel. I don't think she's pretty though. Because every nigga I know, oh, sorry. Forgive me, Poe. Every ninja I know that got a baddie, he's chomping at the bit for somebody to ask, what's she looking like? They already got her on the profile pic. It's some dudes out here with mids and shorties in the profile pic. And Tyler still ain't showed her or him.
Nothing to prove to you at the
Sir,
end of the
you
day.
hear me talking.
I have nothing to prove
Listen,
to you.
you gonna pay me to shut up or you gonna wait your turn? But nonetheless, like I said, yeah, her peoples started the 4B movement. Far more intense than feminism could ever be. We just wanted to like sit at the table with y'all. They're literally cutting like y'all off at the peen. They don't even want to sleep with y'all no more. To be honest with you, you probably only out here looking half decent to her because, you know, you kind of measure up with the men she's used to. You might have a couple centimeters. You're trash. Your girl is trash. And I'm willing to go like money pew pew for money pew pew. Like show me her. I'll send you a galaxy if she bad. I'll send you more than that if she really like that. She poop.
I have nothing to prove to you.
Him at Galaxy
I
is
don't
for
have
real.
nothing to prove, and that's the problem. That's the problem with
But
you,
I'm
BL.
talking. But you up here disrespecting black women like you ain't came from one. You was a clown. We don't even care what you like. All we ask you to do is keep our name out your mouth. And you're going above and beyond.
There you go.
And we know how Asian women look. And I didn't even want to say this, but at this point with Tyler, I don't even care. There's really no middle ground. And y'all can decipher what I mean from that. Tyler, you're whack. You disrespect black women.
After she's done,
When you were birthed from one. You dusty. You had to join the white T man's army. You getting the bare minimum.
Hey, you can even join. You probably didn't even qualify.
I don't want to. I got
And
better
ma'am, I
looking
get
dudes
$9,000 a month.
I got
Thank
better.
you very much.
Pay me to shut up.
$9,000 a month.
Shut up. Pay me in the host to shut up or shut up.
What's your cost of living? How much are you paying for rent? Probably have a low
It
credit
don't matter, 'cause
score. Probably have a
somebody will
low
always
credit
pay it 'cause
score.
I look
I have a
better than your
750
wife.
credit score.
I look
What's
better
your
than
credit
your wife.
score?
Somebody will
What do
always
you
pay for it.
own? What do you own?
Somebody will always
What's your
pay
real
for it because
estate?
I look better than your wife.
He lying.
Whatever. If that's your
Don't nobody
greatest
got no
I
comeback,
look better
go
than your
right
wife.
ahead.
So somebody will
Why
always
you
be
ain't say
willing to pay
okay, let's
for it.
let her
755?
land because I already said I'm going after she lands. Please, everybody stay on mute.
It don't even matter. You know what? I'm going to land and I'm going to drop him. Go ahead, Peaky.
1 second. We have a Cash App question. Tyler, how many hours you did for your bachelor's? You did 120 for a bachelor's in what?
30.
All right. DMP, you need to share the live out and you'll be next. Ola, go ahead and answer the first question on the prompt. Tyler, you've been dropped with a money pow pow. If anybody wants to save Tyler's spot, just go ahead and send anything higher than a money pow pow. Ola, are you there? I'm trying to get you in. Okay, we're gonna skip her. You ready, Ola? Do you want to be able to talk?
Give me 1 minute, sorry.
Okay. DMP, go ahead and answer the first question on the prompt.
Black men glorify the smack era. Unfortunately, yeah, it's true. I believe that is true. I find that it's mostly in the older black men from. I was born in '92, so I'm 33 now. But I think that like my uncles and everybody else, they all participated in that shit, and yeah, they do glorify it. It's always on TV. It's in the music. It's all that type of stuff. So I can agree with that.
Go ahead.
The red pill movement is another way to
We're
destroy
just on the first one. Did you want to expound?
Oh no, I was just agreeing with the topic. I do agree with that.
Wow. I think you're the second man that actually agreed with the topic today. Let's do open panel for a little bit, see how that goes.
I'd like to say something serious because there was a lot of clownery going on earlier. But back to the topic, right? And then the second topic, red pill movement is another way to destroy the BLK community using BLK men. And I absolutely do feel like if we go back to that era, the SM era, that a lot of those men like to, and again, I don't like to say men because real men don't do these kind of weirdo things or whatever. They don't shake themselves for a buck. But in that era, in the 70s and 80s where there was more candy in the community, those people are now the unks. And the unks that are still there in some of these people's community, maybe that's the only person I was there that didn't leave them. And I don't know. I don't even know how many people this applies to, but I know that I had people who were in the same neighborhoods and they just weren't, some were addicted to SM, but the other ones in that same community was like, no, I see the decay of being in that community. Instead of doing that, I'm going to do something different. So instead of my father selling SM like his father are doing it, he was like, let's join them. I'm going to join the military. And then he moved us out of South Central. And then we joined the military. I was born, we came back to LA. And then I grew up in Baldwin Hills. So when I hear these stories of my uncle was addicted to SM, my great uncle, whatever, in that same era. And he just happened to live to be 80 something, whatever, right? It just worked out for him, right? But I'll tell you this one thing about him. He didn't sit there and glorify that, right? He had a lot of side babies that my grandmother took care of. My grandmothers took care of because it used to be about family, right? But I guess there are some people who are so degraded that they don't sit there and can acknowledge, hey, that is not something that we should glorify. Being addicted to SM that was put into our neighborhoods by this one community that is Jewish. I'm not afraid to freaking say that because South Central LA was a black neighborhood, BLK neighborhood. It was beautiful, just like BLK Wall Street. Every single time that we sit there and we build up our communities, they send in people and we invite them to the cookout. And the BLK men, they just love inviting in women that they think that are better than us to replace us because we're nothing, right? And now look at you, right? You're addicted to SM. Like, I think that's all I want to say about that, whatever. But you got addicted to feeling good. How has that worked out for you? Because nowhere that you run to will you not be addicted to SM. And whenever you go somewhere, you're going to bring them down with you. I land my plane.
But
Well, see,
that's
here's the
all.
thing. Like when,
Go
huh?
ahead. Well, hold on. I was gonna ask you what your thoughts were. But if you could respond quickly, because I'm gonna go to the Billy in a moment. But I want to know what's your thoughts on, them sending people, the Uish people sending people to our community. Because first thing I'm thinking is Bill came in, still have to agree to it. But go
Well,
ahead.
that's what I was gonna say. I don't care if the CIA, the FBI, ABC. I don't care if they bring something to your community as men who are supposed to protect the community. It's their job to pick up whatever they brought into the community and walk it right back out of the community. But instead, they decided to go sell it to his own women and people. They could have been, if they were clever and smart, they should have went and sold it into the YT man's community, but they know they can't do that. So that still falls on them. I'm gonna blame the people that accepted it and then sold it into their own community. That's where the problem lies. I land.
All right, you guys. It's been fun and it's been educational. I'm sleepy. I enjoyed each and every one of you guys. Thank you for the taps. Thank you for the gifts. And thanks for standing on business. So now I have to share you guys with other creators, but definitely check me back tomorrow sometime, probably in the afternoon. Yeah. Happy Juneteenth. I wanted one of y'all to stay up. Be okay, Betty, but probably didn't know. To give some last positive words, but I hope you guys take something good out of this conversation. Bye bye for now.